everybody. Good Friday night to you. Welcome to the first Friday night of the new Texas high school football season. This is VypeFortBend.com, and we couldn't have a better matchup than the Ridgepoint Panthers. Year after year, the best in Class 6A that Fort Bend County has to offer, taking on the Austin Westlake Chaparrals, a team that is familiar with state championship competition. They have some skins on the wall, so to speak, with championships, and Ridgepoint is still trying to kick in the door. I'm Roger Smith. Patrick Kinnick is with us tonight as we bring you the action, although I have to say right at the front, it's kind of an elephant in the room thing. Mercer Stadium is filled with all kinds of broadcasters of video, of audio, all kinds of stuff, so this is usually our domain. We usually have the run of the place. But Patrick is looking up some information, but he would agree with me that normally it's a lot easier to get up and down the hall in the press box of Mercer Stadium, but it's not going to sound the same. We don't have a place to put our microphone out there, and we just hope that you hear the crowd roaring from through these thick glass walls that we have in front of us. So we will step aside and bring you the Countdown to Kickoff show, although it won't have both coaches. Tony Salazar is the new head coach. Well, he's new as in this is his second year in leading the Westlake Chaparrals after, he followed the great Todd Dodge, which is no small feat, but he's done it very gracefully. Didn't get a chance to talk to him. It was almost like being on the field prior to the Super Bowl. It's just there's more people asking questions and calling around and wearing credentials, and wow, it's just one of those games. It's a special one, you can tell. So we're going to hear some sound from the field, and we'll also hear from head coach Rick LaFavors when we continue with the Countdown to Kickoff show, Austin, Westlake, and Ridgepoint. And our coverage is brought to you tonight by Archer Volkswagen, First Tire and Automotive, Xfinity. And don't forget, Tuesday night, there's always Tuesday night volleyball on VypeFortBend.com, and that is brought to you by the Volleyball School. We'll step aside and bring you what it sounds like down on the field during warm-ups here at Mercer Stadium. Kickoff is about 13 minutes away. Inside the mothership at Vype World headquarters is Rosie Baker. Great to have her there. We know that she will keep us on the air and everything will sound as it should. We'll be right back.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 6th, get gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $30 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. Plus, add Now TV for just $20 a month. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Now TV requires Xfinity internet. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
That's the Ridgepoint Pack student section telling the Austin Westlake Chaparrals in pregame warm-ups that they are overrated. And evidently they've done their research on social networking. They know the players' girlfriends' names and everything. We're going to do everything that we can to get a pregame interview with the head coach of Westlake, Tony Salazar. But this is a Super Bowl-type atmosphere on the floor of Mercer Stadium. It's harder to get coach interviews tonight than it normally is. But we'll be back on VypeFortBend.com. Roger Smith and Patrick Kinnick with you on the steamy sidelines and in the steamy press box at Mercer. We'll be back.
First Tire and Automotive puts you first. Family owned and operated for over 25 years, helping drivers in Sugar Land and Katy. Great back to school supplies on tires. Save $100 off 4 Michelin, Uniroyal, or BF Goodrich tires with purchase of road hazard and installation. And don't sweat it. Save on AC repair as much as $75 off, $750 in AC repairs. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. FirstTireandAuto.com.
This is the way it should be. Welcome back, everybody, to the Countdown to Kickoff show. A much-anticipated matchup between the Ridgepoint Panthers and the Westlake Chaparrals. Rick Lefever's head coach of the Panthers. If you would, please kind of contrast the way it was with the quarterback situation last year going into the game against this team and what transpired during the game, and it wasn't very good for your team, and now you have a much more solid situation.
Yeah, last year there was some question marks offensively, especially at the quarterback position, and just kind of some unknowns. You had a new starter in Samson Wheeler, and then 3 new backups, and Samson got knocked out in third quarter with a concussion, and then it was just kind of trial by committee the rest of the second half there. But the first half, we went in it down 21-14. We scored first, and then they tied it up, and then we scored again. And so, we moved the ball and did some things defensively. We had some guys last year, and so this year the question marks are defensively. We lost 9 starters, and so we got a lot of guys that can run, but a lot of guys who just don't have a lot of varsity experience. So tonight's a big night for them to kind of get thrown in the firing pan.
I don't want to oversimplify this, but it seems like you have some confidence and plenty of reason for confidence in your offense to put some points up. It's just going to be difficult for the inexperienced defense you just talked about to stop Austin Westlake. What is it? I mean, we don't have enough time for all the things that they can do, but what do they do best?
They have a tremendous little running back. He reminds me of Deuce Vaughn for the Cowboys. I think he's committed to Army. And we had a tough time with him last year, but the offense starts and stops with him, and they feed him. They got a big offensive line. Quarterback can spin it. They're across the board. They're tall and long and extremely well coached, disciplined. I mean, you name it. I mean, that's why they've won, however many state championships it is, and played in that many, as well. So, we got our work cut out for us, just to try to slow them down offensively and try to get the ball back, and hopefully we can move the ball as well on offense.
And finally, Coach, has there been kind of different ancillary things for your players to deal with, maybe more media types wanting to talk to them during practice this week, or has it been pretty quiet leading up to this big game night?
It's been quiet, I think, because none of the media want to come out in the heat. And so,
yeah, that's a good call.
We practice at 5:45 in the morning, so they want to get up that early. So anyway, it's been pretty quiet, So we're just trying to keep it all business and stay focused.
When I retire from teaching, if you want to have a 5:45 a.m. practice before a big game, I'll be there, and I'll bring you a breakfast on a bun from Whataburger.
I'll take it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, and good luck tonight. Let's send these guys back to the 5-1-2 with a loss. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 6th, get gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $30 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. And get Wi-Fi equipment included when you add Xfinity Mobile. Go to xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
That's the Ridge Point Pack student section telling the Austin Westlake Chaparrals in pregame warm-ups that they are overrated. And evidently they've done their research on social networking. They know the players' girlfriends' names and everything. We're going to do everything that we can to get a pregame interview with the head coach of Westlake, Tony Salazar. But this is a Super Bowl-type atmosphere on the floor of Mercer Stadium. It's harder to get coach interviews tonight than it normally is. But we'll be back on VypeFortBend.com. Roger Smith and Patrick Kinnick with you on the steamy sidelines and in the steamy press box at Mercer. We'll be back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
This is the way it should be. Welcome back, everybody, to the Countdown to Kickoff show, a much-anticipated matchup between the Ridge Point Panthers and the Westlake Chaparrals. Rick Lefevre's head coach of the Panthers. If you would, please kind of contrast the way it was with the quarterback situation last year going into the game against this team and what transpired during the game, and it wasn't very good for your team, and now you have a much more solid situation.
Yeah, last year there was some question marks offensively, especially at the quarterback position, and just kind of some unknowns. You had a new starter in Samson Wheeler, and then 3 new backups, and Samson got knocked out in third quarter with a concussion, and then it was just kind of trial by committee the rest of the second half there. But the first half, we went in down 21-14. We scored first, and then they tied it up, and then we scored again. And so, we moved the ball and did some things defensively. We had some guys last year, and so this year the question marks are defensively. We lost 9 starters, and so we got a lot of guys that can run, but a lot of guys that just doesn't have a lot of varsity experience. So tonight's a big night for them to kind of get thrown in the firing pan.
I don't want to oversimplify this, but it seems like you have some confidence and plenty of reason for confidence in your offense to put some points up. It's just going to be difficult for the inexperienced defense you just talked about to stop Austin Westlake. What is it? I mean, we don't have enough time for all the things that they can do, but what do they do best?
Well, they have a tremendous little running back. He reminds me of Deuce Vaughn for the Cowboys. He's committed to Army. And we had a tough time with him last year, but the offense starts and stops with him, and they feed him. They got a big offensive line. Quarterback can spin it. They're across the board. They're tall and long and extremely well coached, disciplined. I mean, you name it. I mean, that's why they've won. However many state championships it is, and played in that many, as well. So, we got our work cut out for us, just to try to slow them down offensively and try to get the ball back, and hopefully we can move the ball as well on offense.
And finally, Coach, has there been kind of different ancillary things for your players to deal with? Maybe more media types wanting to talk to them during practice this week, or has it been pretty quiet leading up to this big game night?
It's been quiet, I think, because none of the media want to come out in the heat. And so,
yeah, that's a good call.
We practice at 5:45 in the morning, so they want to get up that early. So anyway, it's been pretty quiet, So we're just trying to keep it all business and stay focused.
When I retire from teaching, if you want to have a 5:45 a.m. practice before a big game, I'll be there, and I'll bring you a breakfast on a bun from Whataburger.
I'll take it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, and good luck tonight. Let's send these guys back to the 5-1-2 with a loss. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
First Tire and Automotive puts you first. Family owned and operated for over 25 years, helping drivers in Sugar Land and Katy. Great back to school supplies on tires. Save $100 off 4 Michelin, Uni Royal, or BF Goodrich tires with purchase of road hazard and installation. And don't sweat it. Save on AC repair as much as $75 off, $750 in AC repairs. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. FirstTireandAuto.com.
All right, welcome to Sugar Land, Texas, Mercer Stadium. It is 93 degrees, Patrick Kinnick, and I know you kind of broke a sweat making your way up to the press box here. And look, on the field, this has got to be important. The Houston Texans have, I think, 5 or 6 of their cheerleaders here to help toss the coin.
Well, what do you say about that?
I say it sounds like
Toro?
It's a pretty big game.
Where's Toro?
Toro has a date tonight.
Oh, Toro has a date.
Okay,
well, they're about ready to do it. The whole Ridge Point team comes out to the numbers in support.
Yes, and I really regret this, but there's just nothing that we can do about it. This press box is full of all kinds of people doing broadcasts that are for other people and are inferior to this one, but that's okay. So because of that, we're unable to get the sound that we normally get. We were hoping we could break one of these windows in front of us, but we thought that would be frowned upon, so we didn't do that. But there is the coin toss. It's the ceremonial one taking place at midfield. Calvin Kalu Alexander, Mason Dossett, Ashton Bethel Roman, and Zane Zost are the captains for the Ridge Point Panthers. They are wearing the all-black home uniforms with the white helmets that have a purple stripe down the middle and the Panther logo on either side. So they've got the black uniforms, jersey tops and pants with white numerals outlined in purple. And the Westlake Chaparrals, if you've watched a few state championship games recently, you've seen them before. They have the silver helmets with the scarlet W outlined in royal blue. And they have the white road jerseys and the bright red pants. So to begin this football game, it's going to be the Austin Westlake Chaparrals receiving the football. And glad you're with us, and sorry it sounds like we're coming to you from a laundry room, but I've already explained why that is. And we are going to have something to make up for it, Patrick. At halftime, we have halftime interviews with Jake Myers and Alex Bregman of the Astros.
Wow, I'll be looking forward to that.
And also Greg Tepper. I mean, he is the man when it comes to Dave Campbell's Texas football and predictions about who should win state and all kinds of things like that. We're going to talk to him at halftime, so the halftime will be jam-packed. The Ridge Point band will perform. The Westlake band will perform, but because of these windows that don't open, you probably won't hear them, but you'll like the interviews, I promise.
By the way, you talked about the laundry room. Your clothes are dry. I think the dryer just went off.
Okay,
So
but it'll
all we
keep
need is more heat in here, right?
But it's got that wrinkle rid feature, so if I don't take the clothes out, it'll keep going.
That's right.
And by the way, I already fumbled the kickoff, Patrick,
yeah,
because
I think Westlake won the toss.
That's right.
And they deferred, so
Yeah,
they'll kick it off.
Yeah, Spencer Barnett is going to kick off for them, and they will kick off from the south end of Mercer Stadium, and ready to bring it back for your Ridgepoint Panthers. They have speed. Hayden Willie is one of them. He's an outstanding baseball player. And also right there in the middle, Ashton Bethel Roman, one of the Houston Chronicles' top 50 seniors going into this season. And also Wesley Drummer and Quincy Drummer, his brother. And the kick is in the air. He got all of that when it bounces deep in the end zone and through the end zone. And it'll be the Ridgepoint Panthers football at the 25-yard line with Austin Carlisle as their quarterback. They had no idea really who was going to be their quarterback in the long run last year. And they had Samson Wheeler start, but he got a concussion in the game against Westlake last year. But as the season played out, Austin Carlisle stood out above the rest, and he is the bona fide leader. He is a junior, so that's great. He'll be back for one more year, and he also plays baseball. He didn't play baseball in 2023. I'm looking forward to seeing him getting back on the diamond. So the ball in the middle of the field, Ridgepoint going from left to right, and Carlisle in the spread formation. Called for the snap, but then he stepped up and gave his lineman some more information. Takes the snap, and he's going to throw on first down, but before we get underway, flags fly, and it's a pre-snap penalty.
Well, I think one of the things that was happening there is Westlake was realigning their defense. They came up tight on the cornerback position, and then the linemen shifted right before the snap, and I think it kind of threw off the Panthers there, and they start their first play from scrimmage with a penalty.
Yeah, I guess they just didn't have enough time to check down to what they thought they were going to be able to do. Okay, so now it is first down and 15 from the 20. Quincy Drummer is the running back right next to Austin Carlisle, who is going to pass, steps up in the pocket. He's going to run across the 25, 30. 35, makes a cut, got the first down, hit hard before he gets to the 40, but that will move the sticks. It's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com.
Well, that tell you what, that he went back to pass, a heavy rush, but then there was a gaping hole up the middle, and he just took advantage of it for a 20-yard pickup, and that's a great play for the Panthers on their first real play from scrimmage.
And he never really ventured outside the hash marks. It was, as you said, straight ahead. There goes Quincy Drummer bouncing off the left side, gets to the edge, keeps going down the sideline. He picked up 11 or 12 yards and another first down for the Ridgepoint Panthers. All of a sudden, after two plays, they are in Westlake territory.
That's another nice run. That he had a lot of daylight out there, and he made a nice cut to the outside. And like you said, Roger, another first down. It looked like they gave him even 10 there on that run.
Mason Dossett, one of the fastest Panthers, is one of the slot receivers. He's kind of stacked behind Ashton Bethel Roman on the left side, and they throw it in the direction of Dossett. He makes the catch for 4 yards, and he's quickly driven back, and it'll be second down and 6. It was Denham Collins. Blue Jean Baby, L.A. lady, Denham Collins. That's probably his mom was probably the one that Elton John was singing about, and he made the tackle after that 4-yard pickup.
Well, that's a good play on first down. You can pick up 4 yards. You keep the ball moving, and let's see if they can keep it going here.
Ball on the left hash. Two running backs in the backfield, and a give to Drummer, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. That did not fool the tackler one bit, and the tackler was Elliot Shopper, S-C-H-A-P-E-R, like the old toy company. You remember Shopper, don't you?
I feel like I do, yes. That time there was nothing, like you said, Roger. I think they gave him a 2-yard loss there. He had nowhere to go, and now it's a 3rd and 8 situation.
You're right. They did give him a 2-yard loss. I thought he had gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
As did I.
But the Panthers gained 20 yards and then 12, and now they face a 3rd down and 8. Dropping back is Carlisle, throwing near sideline, and it's off the fingertips of Ashton Bethel Roman. The pass was just a little bit too long. And on the play, Luke Vale No relation, I don't think, to Jerry Vale, the legendary Vegas singer. He spelled Jerry Vale spelled his last name Vale anyway.
That pass was a tough reception situation for Bethel Roman. He did get his hands on it, but I'm not sure if he'd have got his feet in bounds had he even caught it. And now the Panthers are toying with the idea of going for it here from the 48-yard line. Let's see if they actually do.
Carlisle's going to step back, and I think he's going to punt the football away. Indeed, he does. And it's a wobbler that goes toward the left. It's not going to go very far. It will only get to the 31 of Westlake, and that's where the Chaparrals will take over, and we'll see them on offense for the first time. And, Patrick, they're scary. They are one of those teams, because it's a one-school independent school district, the Eanes ISD. They have great fan support, great facilities, great coaching. They're kind of like South Lake Carroll of the Austin Westlake or the Austin area. And some of their backup players are good enough to start for almost any team in the state. They're that kind of team.
Well, they came out with a huge offensive line, so let's see how this all pans out.
Paxton Land is their quarterback. Takes the shotgun snap, and he hands the ball off. No, he throws it in the flat, and there's a nice gain out to the 40-yard line, just short of that, as he got the ball in the hands of Cal Livengood. And that's going to be 2nd down and 8 on the tackle for the Panthers. Number 10, Aiden Ferris. 2nd down and 2. There's a handoff straight up the middle, and it is Kaiser who takes it to the 40, and he needed 2. He only got 1, and what a beautiful tackle by Ridge Point's big man in the middle. That is Calvin Kalu Alexander. It's 3rd and 1.
Stone wall that time, but they have a 3rd and 1. A good position for them.
Westlake, they pass so well, they may not run it here. They do run the quarterback draw up the middle, 1st down to the 42-yard line, and quickly push back is Paxton Land, the quarterback, but that moves the sticks. It's a 1st down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. By the way, I'm looking across at the visitors' stands. I was kind of expecting more folks to travel with Westlake.
I kind of was too. Now we have a penalty marker on the far side, Roger. I'm not sure what the call's going to be, but we're going to hear it.
Well, one of the officials who patrols the sidelines is talking to Heath McCree, senior wide receiver, and maybe he didn't get lined up right, or maybe he flinched and you had a false start by one of the wideouts. You don't see that too often. But yeah. Ridge Point will accept that helpful penalty, and it's now 1st down and 15. That Kaiser is interesting. Did you hear where Coach LeFevre said he's going to go to college?
Army.
Right, and you watch number 33 run with the ball. He looks like an Army running back candidate. Dropping back and throwing an incomplete pass into the dirt. Paxton Land was pressured. Great job there by Ridge Point's defense. Marcus Sessom was wreaking havoc in the backfield, and that almost ended up being an interception. It kind of hit Calvin Kalu Alexander in the kneecaps.
Yes, it did. Yeah, he tried to throw it away and tried to hit the turf, but it looked like it hit the feet or the foot of the Ridge Point Panther defender there.
2nd down and 15 for Westlake from their own 39-yard line. And Land takes the snap, looks to his left, plenty of time, throws late over the middle and gets a short completion of about 5 yards. And he got the ball in the hands of Kaiser, and quickly on the tackle for Ridge Point, Jack Ward, who is also a good baseball player. You know how much I love broadcasting baseball, Patrick.
Yes, I do.
So whenever Ridge Point has a guy make a play who is also a good baseball player, I'll let you know. 3rd down and 11. See if the defense can get off the field right here. Land drops back. Here comes late pressure. He is hit. He wrestles away. He gets the ball out of his hands and throws to Kaiser along the far sideline. It's going to be a 1st down. He's still going. Gets inside the 35. Oh, that is frustrating for Ridge Point. The pass rush did a great job, but they just couldn't grab Land and pull him down. And his vision is so good. He found Kaiser out there uncovered. Easy 1st down, and they are rolling into Ridge Point territory at the 31.
Great job by the Panthers putting on pressure. They just couldn't wrap him up, but the only problem was Kaiser was left all alone.
And the snap goes through, lands hands, and the ball is loose, but he falls on it at the 41. That's a loss of 10. And Ridgepoint will take any unforced error that Westlake gives them because they really are a scary offense.
Yeah, no, they got to take advantage of that. It's second down, and like you said, Roger, a loss of 10, so it'll be 20 yards to go. And here's where the Panthers have to take advantage of the situation.
They brought the pressure on that third down earlier, could not bring Land down. And now he has plenty of time all day to throw, and he finds a man inside 3 Ridgepoint defenders, caught at the 22-yard line. Cal Livengood, his second catch. Okay. And that will bring up a third down and 2 to go.
There is a marker on the play, and I believe it's going to be offside Panthers. I did see one of the Westlake linemen flinch, but it must have been because of the offsides, but it seems like they should have called that dead.
Duffy Mapes is our referee, by the way, and he's going to say something, but we're not going to hear it because this is not a 21st century stadium and we don't have the proper audio. But the penalty against the Panthers was refused, and I had said it was going to be 3rd and 2, but I believe it is. Well, is it 2nd and 2?
Well, the first play was that loss of 10, right?
Right.
Seems like it should be 3rd down.
Yes, it should be 3rd down.
It is 3rd down.
Yes,
they just changed it now.
It's nice to have that affirmation from
Roger,
you, Patrick, and
Roger,
also the down box guy over there.
You're not going crazy. You got it.
Oh, I'm going crazy. I'm a public school teacher, and it's Friday. That's why I'm so happy to be here. 2 running backs in the backfield on either side of Paxton Land, and they give it off to Kaiser. He's got good moves. He burrows forward. I think he's got just enough for the first down, and Ridgepoint played it pretty well, but he can move like a water bug. He stops, he starts, and just when you think you've got him, he gets what he needs. And Rod Smith, the sophomore DB, came up and made the tackle for the Panthers. He's a good one, and he will be around for a while. He just needs to get bigger.
Panthers did, like you said, Roger, they did a pretty decent job on the play, but he only had to get 2, and he got 2 and maybe a couple of inches. So it's a first down.
21-yard line. They're on the threshold of the red zone. Land takes the snap, running the jet sweep, going right. Kaiser, his feet slip out from under him, and he's dropped for a loss of 1. And coming up to make sure, it was Miles McBride. And I'm pretty sure that Miles is the little brother of Mason McBride, who used to be the best running back for Ridgepoint.
Also on that play of Naranjo. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly.
What number?
Number 55, Ryan
Naranjo.
He did a great job of cutting the path off there.
2nd down and 11. Fake to Kaiser. Throw into the left flat. Incomplete, intended for Cal Livengood. And it's now 3rd down and 11.
Another play now for the Panthers to hopefully take advantage. 3rd and long. They've been successful on their 3rd and long situations. Now the Panthers have to step up to the plate here and stop them.
And Westlake being Westlake, I think if they throw incomplete here, there's probably a good chance they'll be capable of kicking a field goal. But Land drops back, steps up in the pocket, throws near the goal line. It is caught. Spin move into the end zone, and it's a touchdown for Westlake. Brody Wilhelm caught the ball between the numbers and the hash marks, and he was hit immediately, but the hit wasn't nearly enough to bring him down. And he goes into the end zone. It's a 21-yard scoring strike with 5:38 to go in the first quarter. Westlake gets on top first.
Did he have a lot of time to throw on that play, or was it?
He could have unwrapped a couple of sandwiches back there.
Yeah, that was the problem with that play. Too much time for the quarterback.
Spencer Barnett is going to kick the extra point. The snap was high, but his holder got it down for him. It is up, and it's good. 7-0 Westlake, 5:38 to go in the first. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 6th, get gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $30 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. Plus, add Now TV for just $20 a month. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Now TV requires Xfinity internet. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
All right, we're back, and Ridge Point has given up the first touchdown, and they'll get the ball back on the kickoff. Nick Thomas is one of the deep men for Ridge Point. There's the kick by Barnett. It is flying all the way to the end line. That kid's got quite a leg on him. As Josiah Donofrio Harris, sophomore wide receiver for Ridge Point, watches it fly over his head. And basically a ground rule double here at Mercer, where they don't play baseball.
Right. Well, that scoring drive, I got the plays and the yardage here for you, Roger.
Tell us all about that Archer
plays.
Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive.
The Archer Volkswagen drive is 12 plays, 69 yards, culminated by a 21-yard touchdown pass from Land to Wilhelm. And they're up 7-0 are the Westlake Chaparrals.
Nick Thomas in motion, play fake by Austin Carlisle, and he throws a slant to Ashton Bethel-Roman, and he picks up 7 yards. And I think there's already some yapping going on back and forth between Denham Collins, the defensive back, and Ashton Bethel-Roman. They actually gave him 9 yards, so it's 2nd down and 1 from the 34.
Well, so far the Panthers have been moving the ball. They just stalled on their last drive after about 3 first downs.
Carlisle hands it off on a draw play. Quincy Drummer busting through, breaking tackles, gets across the 45 to the 47-yard line. And that's going to be a first down as he picks up 13 yards. A first down. Think of First Tyrant Automotive for all your car care needs. 4 great Fort Bend County locations. Go to firsttyrantauto.com. They can give you the best prices on tires and great service for anything that your car needs to run at its very best.
Well, let's see if the Panthers can just keep this thing going. Another first down. They've been fairly successful. And let's just keep it rolling here.
And it would be great to respond to that Westlake touchdown by driving all the way down the field to score. But easier said than done. Fake handoff, and Carlisle is going to go deep looking for Bethel-Roman, and it is picked off inside the 20. It was underthrown and ended up in the arms of Wyatt Williams. Correction, not Wyatt Williams. Sorry about that. Luke Vale, who spells his last name like the ski resort in Colorado. So I think that Carlisle really felt like he had what he wanted, but he just underthrew it a bit.
Well, here's a couple of things to think about. Number one, the receiver, had it been a good pass, he was beyond the defender. Number two, he was throwing into the wind. The wind is, fairly steady going from south to north, and I don't know if the wind held it up a little bit. Now the defense is back on the field and got to hold them here.
Here's a handoff to Kaiser. He's got room as he turns up the numbers and gets out to the 28-yard line. That's very close to a first down. I think he got exactly 10 yards, and I'll bet they move the sticks. Watch those officials. They'll eyeball it, and they'll move the sticks. But wait a minute, we've got a Ridge Point Panther down. That is Mason Murphy. He's a pitcher for the baseball team and one of the linemen, and he's on his back. I actually got to talk to his mom as I was coming up the steps to the press box. Oh, my goodness, I hope he's okay. We'll take a break and be back on VypeFortBend.com. It is 7-0 Westlake on top, 4:09 to go in the first.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
First Tyrant Tire and Automotive puts you first. Family owned and operated for over 25 years, helping drivers in Sugar Land and Katy. Great back to school supplies on tires. Save $100 off 4 Michelin, Uni Royal, or BF Goodrich tires with purchase of road hazard and installation. And don't sweat it. Save on AC repair as much as $75 off, $750 in AC repairs. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
We're back, and Austin Westlake did get the first down on that carry by Kaiser, and they give it to him again, and he picks up 6 yards off right tackle, spinning and squirming, and brought down by Chase Bowen. Correction, I gave you the wrong name. Gavin Yovan. And Westlake is starting to play quicker. I'll try to give you a chance to say something, Patrick, but they're already at the line. 2 receivers to either side. Paxton Land takes the snap, hands it off on a draw. They keep feeding Kaiser, and he's a Texas tornado going through the middle, and he picks up 8 more yards and a first down. That moves the sticks. It's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com.
Well, they're really running a fast-paced offense, and the first 3 plays of this series has gone to the running back. They got a couple of first downs.
And they give it to him one more time, but this time he's knocked down in the backfield. That is Calvin Kalu Alexander, and I'll bet you know who his dad is, don't you, Patrick?
I believe I do, but you're going to pronounce it correctly for me.
Well, it's easy. N.D. Kalu is his dad.
N.D. Kalu, yes.
And his big brother D.K. is playing college ball, and his sister India is a very talented volleyball player.
Talent galore for the Kalu family.
And, you know, it's not just for athletics. It's for selling real estate and hosting sports talk shows and doing color commentary on the Texans' ABC 13 preseason coverage.
There you go.
2:31 to go in the quarter, and Land with a play fake, throws it out in the flat. He's got a completion but a short gain. After that 1-yard loss, he picks up 2, maybe 3, as he hits Livengood outside the numbers on the far side.
Nice defense there by the Ridgepoint Panthers. Looks like Dossett.
Oh, yeah, Mason Dossett, as in almost rhymes with faucet. It rhymes with faucet if you're from the Midwest.
There you go.
Paxton Land rolling right through to a receiver who had gone deep, and he was expecting him to turn out. That intended receiver was Heath McCree. And I'd like to say hi to his mother, McCree, living in I think Horseshoe Bay. That's it.
Well, that's a great job of defense by the Panthers there. A rush coming in on the inside, forced the throw quick, and Land had nobody to throw to and pretty much just threw it away.
By the way, I've been saying Livengood. I'm going to go with Todd Harris, our wonderful PA announcer, or is it Mark Rosenbaum, I believe. He says living good, so that's what I'm going to say going forward. Ashton Bethel Roman back in punt formation to receive it, but the ball flies out of bounds, and that shows the respect that the punter, Grady Bartlett, has for the Ashton Bethel Roman's ability. He just punted it out of bounds.
Well, you know, that ball landed somewhere inside the 20, but they're marking it at the 30, so it's hard to tell really where the ball goes out of bounds from this vantage point, and obviously it went out of bounds further in the Panther favor.
Well, there's about 30 feet from the sideline, maybe a little more than 30 feet from the sideline to the stands here at Mercer, and that ball landed closer to the stands than to the sideline. So I think they placed it accurately.
I'm sure they did.
30-yard line, ball on the left hash. There goes Nick Thomas in motion. Carlisle dropped the snap, hands it off to Drummer, smashing ahead, gets 2, maybe 3, and there's a bunch of, I know they're not farm boys, you know, it's the epitome of suburbia where Westlake is, but Connor Vosick and his teammates, they just all look alike. You know, there's no fat on them. They're tall, they got broad shoulders, and they're just very quick. And it seems like, I guess it's a prerequisite. You have to be at least 6'4" to be on their defensive line. It's a 4-man defensive front on 2nd and 3, and there's a quick pass to the far sideline, and it's a first down for Ridgepoint, as Dane Jones makes his first catch, and tumbles out of bounds, and Denham Collins was lying in his wake. And that brings Ridgepoint to the 40-yard line. Correction, the 42-yard line. So that's a pickup of 7, and they move the sticks.
Here they go again. They've got another first down, and they've had, I don't have the first down tally, but they, I believe, have at least 5 first downs here in the first period and first quarter, and they just got to sustain something here.
Yeah, every drive has been productive.
Yes.
At least a little bit productive with a first down or 2, maybe 3. And here we go on first down and 10. Draw play to Drummer. He's hit early, and he can't get past the line of scrimmage. I think he's dropped for no gain. Connor Vosick, another one of those guys that looks like a farm boy. You know, it's Pflugerville, which is an Austin suburb now, used to be nothing but farmland, and I'll bet where you have the Westlake High School, it wasn't that long ago that maybe it was all farmland, because the school opened in 1971.
This should be the last play of the quarter here as we're winding it down to under 15 seconds.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Patrick, because that often sneaks up on me. But they are going to get another playoff. Second down and 10. Carlisle steps up in the pocket, gets loose, going to the 45, and now he wrestles forward to the 47, and that will end the quarter. Ridgepoint trailing Westlake 7-0, but the Panthers are moving the football. This is VypeFortBend.com, and we'll be back with quarter number 2.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 6th, get gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $30 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. And get Wi-Fi equipment included when you add Xfinity Mobile. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
We are back for quarter number 2. Roger Smith and Patrick Kinnick. We're in a stadium full of loud fans, but you can't hear it because we're just not able to bring you the natural sound. We're sorry about that. It sounds like we're in a laundry room, but we will try to convey the excitement that is going on here at Mercer Stadium. Third down and 5 for Ridgepoint from their own 47 as they start the second quarter, trailing Austin Westlake 7-0. Carlisle rolls to the right, sees traffic, bends it back the other way and goes as far as he can. He's going to be close to a first down, but I think he's a yard short, Patrick, as Elliott Shopper was pursuing him from the other side and pushed him out just in time.
Yep.
And he might not have gotten the fair spot.
It looked like he got a little further than that. They're giving him a 4th and 1 situation. I'm very impressed with Carlisle. He gets out of that trouble a la Fran Tarkington. Sir Francis.
That's just going way
Sir
back.
Sir Francis Tarkington.
4th down and 1, and they are going for it.
Oh, boy.
And we got a problem. We got flags, and I think maybe Ridgepoint false started. And that'll probably send out the punt team if they are penalized 5 yards.
Well, it looked like the players were moving and the ball was not being snapped. So there was a little bit of timing off here. And now the referee is talking to his linesman to get it all correct here. It looks pretty obvious that it's going to be against the Panthers.
And we can hear through the glass that Duffy Mapes, our referee, said it was a false start against number 72 for Ridgepoint, Jordan Burnett, but I don't think our listeners were able to hear that.
Certainly it seemed like they would not go for it from their own 46. They like to line up as if they're going to run a play, but then the quarterback then just drops back a few yards and he ends up being the punter.
Yeah, Austin Westlake doesn't look like they expect to punt, and they're not going to get one. Carlisle wants to pass.
Boy.
He tried to run out of the pocket, but he could not get free. The traffic was too heavy, and he was flagged down. Rhett Steppe read it all the way, and he was free of his blocker and made the quarterback sack. Actually, it's not a quarterback sack because he did gain a little bit, but not enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's unfortunate because, well, look at where they left him, the field position. 44-yard line, that's a tough situation. I'm not sure. Seems like a little early to have to go for it from your own territory.
And it might be one of those things, if this was a district game,
very true,
then maybe Coach LeFavors wouldn't have gone for it. On first down, they give it to Jackson Kaiser, and he hammers forward, doesn't get very far. Nice coverage there. Aiden Ferris, not a real big dude, but he found his way through the massive bodies to make the tackle, but it was a 3-yard pickup. Kaiser is that kind of back. It looks like he got stopped near the line of scrimmage, and you find out that he made a couple or 3 yards. Paxton Land looking side to side, calling for the snap. And he looks right, pump short, throws, and he's got a completion and a first down inside the 25-yard line. He got it in the hands of Grady Bartlett, who made one of those little zip moves as one tackler flew by, and then he kept going. And it is first down for Austin Westlake, and they mark it at the 23.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot to start with, but he made that little move with the little sound effect that you gave us, and he's able to squirt for another 12 or 13.
Land wants to pass. Now he looks left, and now he's looking end zone down the middle, and it's over the head of his intended receiver, Heath McCree, and it'll be second down and 10 from the 23.
He had him there, and he just really he overshot him by a good 5 yards into the wind there, but his receiver had broken open in the end zone. Let's see if the Panthers can hold him here. This is a tough task for them.
Nobody more relieved after that play than Miles McBride. And now there is a give to Kaiser running left, looking for daylight. He slips through a couple of cracks and crevices, and I think he's got exactly what he needs for the first down. It was a 10-yard pickup. They are moving the sticks. In fact, he got 11, and that is a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive. For all your car care needs, check them out at firsttireandauto.com.
I was watching him run through that hole, and there wasn't a whole lot there. I mean, it wasn't huge. It wasn't a huge hole, but he's able to slither his way and find the little bits of daylight, and then he's got the good acceleration.
His feet are so quick. First down and 10. Land is going to throw toward the pylon, and he's looking for a back shoulder throw to Kaiser, and he made the catch at the 1.
Wow.
Wow, that was about as small a window as you would ever see it, like a porthole on a Carnival cruise liner. But somehow Land dropped it right in there, and Kaiser kind of had to do a full pirouette to make the catch. He hung on. It's first and goal, and Ridgepoint is in danger of falling behind by 2 scores.
That was a great catch by Kaiser. Just an amazing catch.
2 running backs alongside Land. They give it to Kaiser, running straight up the middle, and Ridgepoint pushes him back. Great reaction. Ryan Naranjo, Naranjo, Naranjo. And I know how to pronounce that because I lived in El Paso for 8.5 years. I can do them all. I can even do the double R, like Gutierrez, that kind of thing.
I need to learn some lessons from you there, Roger, on the Espanol.
Second down and goal at the 1. Land keeps it. No, he gave it to Kaiser, and Kaiser scored off left tackle, and Westlake is up 13-0 with the extra point to come. 9:35 to go in quarter number 2. While they assemble for the extra point kick, we want to remind you, be here at halftime. We've got all kinds of great stuff for you. Interviews with Jake Myers, Corey Julks, and Alex Bregman of the Astros. And I think we can also find Greg Tepper of Texas Football Magazine. He's the managing editor. All right, so on to kick the extra point is Spencer Barnett. Good snap and hold, and it's a beautiful kick that was just short of hitting the scoreboard at the south end of Mercer Stadium. Our new score, 14-0 Westlake on top of Ridgepoint. Panthers will try to get the offense going all the way down the field this time. We'll be back.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 6th, get gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $30 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. Plus, add Now TV for just $20 a month. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Now TV requires Xfinity internet. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
Every time Barnett kicked from south to north, he knocked it out of the end zone. He's kicking into a wind a little bit here. Let's see if he can get it into the end zone. No, it's going to come up short, and it'll be Nick Thomas to return it. Coming up near the 20-yard line, making moves, gets to the 25, spun around and brought down, and flags come in late. I think we're going to get a face mask call, Patrick, and that'll help Ridgepoint out. In fact, the Ridgepoint guys are talking to the guy that I believe will be the culprit, and that's Ty Ingram Iser. Number 20.
The head jerked back.
Oh, I'm sorry. My deepest apologies to Ty Ingram Iser. They actually flagged Rhett Steppe. Sorry, go ahead, Patrick.
Well, I was just going to say, from up here, you could tell the head was jerked back in that face mask type movement that you see on TV a lot. And the whole bench for the Ridgepoint team they were throwing flags, invisible flags out there before the flags actually were thrown.
And there were at least three actual flags, maybe even 4. Yeah. So Ridgepoint gets its best field position to start a drive, 40-yard line, a throwback here, and they get it in the hands of Dane Jones, and he's making nice moves near sideline into Westlake territory, and he had to be gang tackled, otherwise he might have kept going. Charlie Scullion made the tackle for Westlake. That's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. And also, unfortunately, it looks like Dane Jones is the guy who caught. No, it's actually a Westlake player. Never mind. Sorry about that. It's one of the Westlake players. We'll tell you who he is in a moment. The clock is stopped with 9:20 to go before the half. Ridgepoint trailing 14-0, but driving. We'll be back.
First Tire and Automotive puts you first. Family owned and operated for over 25 years, helping drivers in Sugar Land and Katy. Great back to school supplies on tires. Save $100 off 4 Michelin, Uniroyal, or BF Goodrich tires with purchase of road hazard and installation. And don't sweat it. Save on AC repair as much as $75 off, $750 in AC repairs. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. FirstTireandAuto.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Okay, so Denham Collins is the injured player for Westlake, but he is walking back across the field, and they have taken his helmet off.
Well, he's walking in such a way that he might be back in the ball game.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to be okay.
From this vantage point. But a nice play by the Panthers to start that drive. 13-yard pickup on a little throwback-type pass, and a good run by the runner there, Jones. So here we are in Westlake territory.
3 receivers on the right. Ridgepoint operating from the left hash mark and up the middle. A big gain by one of the Drummer boys down to the 35-yard line. It's Wesley Drummer. He and Quincy often appear in the backfield together. And that is another first down for Ridgepoint. And, in fact, it's a gain of 12. FirstTireandAuto.com reminds you can always come in for the best prices on tires. We don't remind that to our fans every single first down, but we do it pretty often. Under 9 minutes to go in the first half, Ridgepoint needing a score. There's a man in motion behind Carlisle. He fakes the handoff, keeps it around the left side, and he only gets about 2 yards because of the quick pursuit by Westlake. Elliott Shopper was chasing him all the way. It'll be 2nd down and 8 from Westlake's 33-yard line.
On that play, he was faking a handoff to Drummer there. It almost looked like he wanted to hand it off to him, but he couldn't quite get it to him. He just kept it and ran in the same direction as the play was supposed to run. He got 2 yards on the play.
It's what they call in some parts of Texas a naked bootleg.
Perhaps.
N-A-K-E-D, naked. 2nd down and 8. Carlisle calling for the snap. Fakes a handoff, and he's immediately flushed and can't get the ball out of his hands. He is sacked. And it was Elliott Shopper who's probably saying to Austin Carlisle, I'll be here all night. And he gets the sack for a 6-yard loss back to the 39-yard line. So Ridgepoint has a 3rd and 14, and they've got to get to the Westlake 25. This is what we've seen so many times, Patrick, as you said, productive drives, a first down or two, but then Ridgepoint has stalled out. So they really need to convert right here. Carlisle dropping back, got to get rid of it, does over the middle, and it's incomplete. And Hayden Willie was the intended receiver. He was hit before the ball got there, but I think it's a good non-call. Judson Crockett has every right to the football, and he was the DB
there was
that
contact,
was covering
but
Willie.
Excuse me, Roger, there definitely was contact, but as you said, he was going for the ball. He has just as much right to the ball as the offensive player, and now they're in a situation that they might be going for it, but it's a 13-yard deficit here on 4th down. I don't know here.
Well, they're sending Mason Dossett out there. Now, Mason has played some defense tonight. He is so gifted, so fast that they put him in for a must-have 4th and 14. Fake handoff. Carlisle moves left, throws under heavy pressure and throws. Dossett made the catch, but he's short of the first down.
Yep.
The Ridgepoint players along the sideline are saying that he got it, but no, he only got 12 yards when he needed 14.
That's a tough play. It would have been a great play to have on 3rd down. Unfortunately, it was 4th down, and it looks like they were 2 yards shy of that first down. A positive, if you want to look at a positive there, they did force Westlake a little deeper in their territory. This is a big defensive series for the Panthers. They can ill afford to go down by 3 scores here, I do say.
Sure would be a pick-me-up for the purple team out of Siena if they could get a turnover and get a drive started in Austin Westlake's end of the field. The ball is at the 27-yard line, and Westlake just operating very efficiently. Ridgepoint's defense playing well, but just maybe a half step late on a lot of plays. Paxton Land throws in the flat on the left side. Incomplete pass intended for Brody Wilhelm, who already has a touchdown catch tonight. But Marcus Sessom playing good tight defense on him. 2nd and 10.
If I was to say, Roger, which player on the Westlake offensive team, which player who has touched the ball more than half the times on their plays, which player would that be?
I would say the guy who's carrying it right now.
Exactly
and that
right.
would be Kaiser. Jackson Kaiser spins and gets a 6-yard pickup out to the 33-yard line, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 4 yards to go for the Chaparrals.
And it's not just the run. He's been effective with the pass, too, on that beautiful catch down there at the 1-yard line in that last series. He's their bread and butter, no doubt about it.
When he was just a sophomore, I went to Waco to watch Westlake take on Katy, and he tore up the Katy Tigers. 3rd down and 4. Land throws, got a completion, but it's going to be short of the first down if
they're going to give him the first down,
No,
Roger.
you got to be kidding me. You got to be dry shaving me, Patrick. There's no way he made it to the stick.
It really looked like he was short.
He was a full yard short.
The official there was behind the play, and he we had a better angle on that than
we
he did.
We absolutely did, and I'm sorry to get emotional like that, but there's no way he got that first down. But they moved the sticks anyway. 37-yard line, 1st and 10 for Westlake. There goes Kaiser, runs into traffic and gets to the line of scrimmage and nothing more. And a tackle immediately. Good read, Leighton Thibodeau.
Well, somehow he got a half a yard on that. It didn't look like he even got to the back of the line of scrimmage. I think they gave him a yard on that. I'm not sure how he got a yard, but.
Well, Duffy Mapes and this officiating crew are from the greater Houston area, so, it can't be like an Austin thing.
No. I'm not suggesting anything.
but that we're just seeing a couple of calls where the ball wasn't spotted right. 2nd down and 9 after the no gain that counted for 1. Land rolling to his right, being pursued, throws late, incomplete. And that's what we call, I'm going to call a delivery sack, because he tried to get it to Heath McCree, but Miles McBride was shadowing him brilliantly. And it's 3rd down and 9, should be 3rd and 10. I'm not going to let it go until after this possession.
Well, the good coverage by the Panthers there, too, because there's nowhere for Land to go on that last play, and it's 3rd and 9 now. Another big play for the Panther defense.
And the program doesn't say how tall Paxton Land is, but he
tall.
looks like he's a prototype quarterback.
Yep.
Very hard to bat down any pass that he throws. 3rd down. Got to get to the 47. It's a screen pass to Kaiser. He's making moves. He's in the open. He's across the 50, far sideline. Mason Dossett corrals him and gets him to go out of bounds at the 35. But Jackson Kaiser, what a playmaker he is. And Coach Rick LaFavors, during our countdown to kickoff show, said he was concerned about Kaiser, and well, he should have been.
Yeah. They had him. I mean, he had a little bit of space, and then there were a couple of Panthers who almost had him, but then he made a real quick juke, and he was gone.
And they're playing a little bit faster, and they run it to the left, 1st down and more inside the 15-yard line. I think that's the first carry for Nathan Acosta, and he picks up a good 18 yards, but hold on. Ridgepoint might get bailed out. I see a flag in the wake of the play. Aiden Ferris saved a touchdown, but I have a feeling at least part of this run is going to come back.
It looks to be, yes, he was downfield. There's a penalty downfield, put it that way. So he was, he picked up a nice gain, but they're going to bring it back to where, let's see, it's going to end up being a 2-yard gain.
And Brody Wilhelm was trying to help his teammate out and get him free, but there's going to be a timeout on the field. 5:56 to go in quarter number 2. It's 14-0 Westlake. They're at Ridgepoint's 34. We'll take a break and be back.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 6th, get gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $30 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. Plus, add Now TV for just $20 a month. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Now TV requires Xfinity internet. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
Patrick, do you ever remember watching Larry Holmes fight? He didn't knock people out abruptly like Tyson. He just kind of wore them down. And I fear that's what we're seeing with Austin Westlake. After the penalty, it's 1st down and 9. Handoff to Acosta, makes moves near the line of scrimmage, gets free inside the 20 and into the red zone. He's run out of bounds at the 17-yard line. And it looks like Ridgepoint's defensive line and linebackers are just tired of trying to chase Jackson Kaiser, and now they're chasing Nathan Acosta.
Yeah, Acosta is saying, I'd like a little bit of playing time here.
And I said 17-yard line. It's actually the 13. There goes Acosta running left, cuts back to the middle, and into the end zone for a 12-yard touchdown run. And Mayday, Mayday, Ridgepoint is trailing by 3 scores with 5:28 to go in quarter number 2.
Well, Acosta looks pretty good himself out there. He's really had 3 really good runs. One was brought back a little bit on a penalty, but man, he's hard to bring down. He's a little bigger than Kaiser, but he's got his own moves.
And he's a senior just like Kaiser is, and he's been waiting his turn to get some touches, and he is certainly taking advantage of it. Barnett's extra point is up and good. It's 21-0. Last year, Ridgepoint went to Austin Westlake and ended up losing 44-14, and that one got out of hand early. This one is just it's like a boat race so far. Hopefully Ridgepoint can find a way to get back in it. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
First Tire and Automotive puts you first. Family owned and operated for over 25 years, helping drivers in Sugar Land and Katy. Great back to school supplies on tires. Save $100 off 4 Michelin, Uniroyal, or BF Goodrich tires with purchase of road hazard and installation. And don't sweat it. Save on AC repair as much as $75 off, $750 in AC repairs. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. FirstTireandAuto.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
There is the kickoff of Barnett. It's a short kick, a little pop-up kick, fair caught at the 26-yard line in the arms of Ridgepoint's Mitch McIntyre, another baseball player and football player. And by the way, Patrick, the next time that Ridgepoint is on defense, if you could kind of look around and see if you spot number 84, Mason Murphy. He's a relief pitcher, and he walked off the field with an injury early in the second quarter, and hope he's okay. He's one of those guys, he goes out there on the mound, he's kind of like Liam Hendricks. 5 words, that guy is jacked up. I mean, he really looks like a bodybuilder who happens to be a pitcher. And now on the first play of this possession, nice run by Quincy Drummer as he goes straight up the middle, then bounces outside, gets past the 30 to the 32, so it's a 5-yard pickup and second down and 5 for Ridgepoint.
Well, once again, I hate to keep saying it, but if they could just sustain their drive, because they've had lots of good plays and first down situations, they seem to have one play that kind of throws them off in their particular drives so far tonight.
It really has seemed that way, and it's never a big glaring error. And there is a run by Quincy Drummer. Actually, that's his brother Wesley. He goes off left tackle, and there is just nothing but a team portrait of the Westlake Chaparral defensive line. Cullen Devine made the tackle on that one. And it looks like Wesley Drummer may have either hurt his left leg or ankle, or maybe it's just cramping up on him. Hopefully that's all it is. And you got to expect cramps on a night like this. It was 93 degrees at kickoff time.
Well, he's gingerly walking off the field. It could be it almost looks like it could have been a cramp the way he's walking off, but he is walking off on his own, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, he's kind of keeping that left toe elevated to keep the muscles on the back of the left leg extended so that they'll loosen up, and so he leaves the field.
All right, so something positive needs to happen here for the Panthers. 3rd and 5 from their own 32, and we're approaching the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter.
Ashton, Bethel Roman, Nick Thomas, and Hayden Willie, receivers on the right side, and the single receiver on the near side is Dane Jones. Spread formation on 3rd and 5. Really an important situation to convert But before Ridgepoint runs the play, they take a timeout. We'll take it with them. This is VypeFortBend.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
Okay, 3rd and 5, Ridgepoint. Austin Carlisle roll into the right, looking down the field. Now he's going to run for it, and he fights for the stick. I think he got there, and he really had a pretty strong impact on a Westlake tackler way over there on the other side, and they gave him the first down,
I
Patrick.
believe they did, yes.
I think,
he picked up about 6 yards on that play. They had a kind of a bunch formation to the right, and he immediately sprinted to the right with a lead blocker, looking like maybe he had an option to either run or pass, but he had his wheels churning, and I think he wanted to just run it himself, and they got the first down.
1st and 10 from their own 38, and we've got 4:25 to go. The clock is rolling. I don't know that it should be.
Apparently he didn't go out of bounds.
Well, I'm pretty sure he did. And there is a draw play. Up the middle goes Drummer, and this is Quincy, not Wesley. And he fights forward, gets about 3 out of it, very determined. And the clock is ticking down. It'll be under 4 minutes and a couple of seconds here. And it'll be 2nd down, and, well, he got 4 yards out of it. It's 2nd down and 6. Either great effort or a favorable spot or a little bit of both. Carlisle drops back, throws far sideline. Ball tipped. Oh, my goodness, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Nick Thomas, but one of those big fellas on the front line for Westlake knocked it down. I think perhaps it was Elliott Shopper.
Somebody got it, and the ball was flickering over there on the right side, and almost to the point where it looked like it might be intercepted, but it did hit the turf, and another big 3rd down play. They got to get 6 yards here from their own 42.
Well, at least the incomplete pass stops the clock and gives Ridgepoint a few play-calling options as they move down the field, but you can't move down the field if you don't convert here. 3rd down and 6. Carlisle might be changing the play. 2 seconds on the clock. They do get the play underway. He runs the quarterback draw, and he busts loose. He gets across the 50 and down at the 46-yard line. He was going to make one more great move, but then all of a sudden he got hit from behind. Cullen Devine, and that just shows you how mobile these Westlake defenders are. The guys along the line, and very, very much in the mold of the Lake Travis Cavaliers, who won state in 2016. They had one of the quickest defenses I've ever seen.
I do not know how Carlisle got out of there. He was in all kinds of traffic. He spurted out of there, ends up getting 12.
1st and 10 at the 45. He drops straight back, steps up, gets away, and almost gets loose, but he only picks up 1 yard as it was Maddox Flint, just a sophomore, but a big fella and very quick, and he brought down Carlisle. And the scoreboard says that Ridgepoint has 1 timeout left in this first half. The clock is at 2:50 and ticking. They don't appear to be in a big hurry. They know this is definitely going to be their last possession of this half.
They want it to be their last possession without Westlake getting the ball back.
Yes.
So they're
certainly preferred.
Yeah, so they're not too worried about the time here.
And it's under 2.5, and now they snap the ball on 2nd and 9. Fake to Drummer. Carlisle in trouble again and down. He looks like he is expecting to have more time than he actually does. And it's a loss of 4 yards, and Ridgepoint takes that final time out of the half. Cullen Devine was in Austin Carlisle's face. He takes his helmet off, and And he's just, I don't think he's hurt. I just think he's frustrated that he cannot get the time to throw.
Remember we were talking about how there's just one play. Every time they have the ball, there's one play, and that might have been it. The 6-yard loss there, or a 5-yard loss, making it third down and, what do we got, 14 to go. So, but Carlisle has had very little time to pass. I mean, he gets his feet set, and then pretty soon, before he could even step into anything, he's got somebody bearing down on him, and give him a lot of credit for making a lot of good scrambles and stuff, but you can only do that for so long. You got those guys beating down on you all night here.
Yeah, and you kind of reset the clock in your head and just know that you have to get it out of your hands sooner, and if you need to throw it away, throw it away. All right, so Patrick, I want to remind everybody they should stick around during halftime. We got Jake Myers, we got Corey Julks, we got Alex Bregman, and we got Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. I mean, we'll tell you all kinds of great stuff, and these are not like a whole bunch of guys around these interviewees. This is me, kind of like, well, who's known as an interviewer who makes people cry when he interviews them?
Boy,
Well, that's what I was attempting to do.
Winfrey.
Actually, I didn't bring any of them to tears, and I'm no Oprah Winfrey. But here we go, 3rd down and 14, and a throw back shoulder, and it is Wesley Drummer makes the catch at the 41, but it's far short of a first down. They'll still need 5, and he didn't get a foot out of bounds. He was near the boundary, but he kind of sat down as he made the catch.
Well,
and so the clock keeps ticking.
It got him in a position, though, that it's a makeable 4th down situation, 4th and 5 as opposed to 4th and 14. So they got a little bit of a chance here, and let's see if they can convert on 4th down here.
And it's good to see Wesley Drummer. Evidently the cramps have subsided, but now here we go. This is important. 4th down and 5. Carlisle drops back, throws, and it's incomplete. Dane Jones on a little comeback route, and Patrick, I don't think it would have been a first down even if they had given him the catch, because he was already seated when the ball got there. And
he slipped. The ball was behind him, I guess, and he just couldn't keep his footing. Unfortunately, there's 1:32 left in the quarter.
Yeah, don't look now, but
Westlake
there's 1:32.
They got a pretty good field position. They got 3 timeouts, and I don't suspect they're going to be sitting on the ball here.
No, I would be very shocked if they went conservative. And we know that Paxton Land has a pretty strong arm. If you play quarterback for Austin Westlake and you're the starter, you have a strong arm. They always have great candidates. And there is the give to Kaiser, and he was in jail as he went straight ahead, and then somehow his incredible quickness, he managed to bounce outside and pick up 6 yards on the play.
Well, you can't. What can you do with quickness and speed? Well, you can get to the outside and make 6 yards out of nothing.
And there is a land pass to the far sideline, and it's a first down. It's a catch by Brody Wilhelm that takes the ball inside the 45 to the 44. He stiff arms his defender as he goes out of bounds. So that stops the clock with 1:04 to go. And don't look now, but the Chaparrals are moving along quickly, quicker and quicker, just like a road runner. And a Chaparral is a little bird, by the way. And there goes Land throwing far sideline, and what a catch! A one-handed catch at the 15. Oh my goodness! It was Cal Livingood. That was a Sports Center highlight if I ever saw one. 56 and 7/10 seconds to go, and now the ball is at the 15-yard line. And normally Land throws more accurately than that. It was slightly off target, making for a spectacular catch. And timeout taken by Westlake. We'll take it with them. I got to get my breath after that. And Ridgepoint needs to get their breath too. Less than a minute to go in the half. They're down 21-0.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Next week on our halftime show, we're going to have Sonny Dykes, the head coach of TCU. You know that is Coach Rick LaFavor's beloved alma mater. So he played for a purple college, and now he coaches a purple high school team.
Maybe he'll listen to that interview.
Well, I think he'll be busy coaching, but we will have games Thursday and Friday night where you will hear that Sonny Dykes interview as he talks about being the first coach to go up against Deion Sanders at the University of Colorado. All right, Land drops back, pump short, throws for the corner, and the ball is up in the air and knocked away. It was a nice duel. Cal living good, going for the football along with Rod Smith of Ridgepoint, and Rod Smith got a hand up between Living Good's paws and knocked the ball away, but they're not out of the woods yet.
No, it was certainly a little bit of a fight for that ball, and it's looked good to see it hit the ground there.
42 seconds left, 2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line. The ball goes through Land's hands on the snap, and he simply turns around and throws it away, and he'll take his chances on 3rd and 10. 38 seconds remaining now.
Now, you can't always do what I'm going to say here, but when they put pressure on him, good things happen for Ridgepoint. Now, that's you could say that probably for a lot of quarterbacks, that if you put pressure on them, it's tough for them to make the pass. But that's about the only thing they can do, I think, tonight, is to put pressure on the quarterback if they could possibly do that.
And you're right. I'm with you, but wow, what a great offensive line Westlake has. It's hard to get that pressure.
Well, you have to be willing to blitz, I guess. Send somebody from the edge or whatever. There's a false start there. I believe it was the receiver who jumped the gun on the snap count there.
Okay, well, I know that Paxton Land, he's a leader, a fiery leader like he should be, and he's very upset about that. But frankly, I don't think a 5-yard penalty really harms them too much.
No, I agree.
He'll have at least a couple more shots at the first down, which would be the 6-yard line, or the end zone with 38 seconds to go.
And still timeouts to have.
Yes. So he doesn't have to work the sidelines. He rolls right. He's going to do the throwback play, and nowhere near his intended receiver.
I tell you what, if you had caught that ball, there was four linemen out there and one Ridgepoint defender. I think he would have walked into the end zone.
The receiver was Jack Hempfling. You haven't heard us say Jack Hempfling tonight, and that's a shame. You're on this great offensive team, and you rarely get targeted with a pass. You were wide open. You might have been able to go a long way with it, and it was just a badly thrown pass. The ball is on the right hash mark as we have a field goal attempt of 38 yards for Barnett. Slight wind going at him, and he kicks it. It looks pretty good, fading off to the left, and it's no good. Well, he missed it to the left. It just kind of leaked over there to the left.
Yeah, and a little bit of a little bit of momentum boost for the Panthers. They held them, still down by 21, but that's better than being down by 28 as it could have been.
Well, there's going to be a 28-minute halftime coming up, so you're going to get to rest, and I hope that Coach LaFavor's, his offensive coordinator, Stephen Goodwin, will dial something up that has the potential to be a scoring play. I'd rather they didn't take a knee and go to the house and regroup. Maybe you could get Mason Dossett or Ashton Bethel Roman behind a defender, because Carlisle will have the wind at his back if he throws a pass.
You're going to find out here on this play from their own, 21-yard line, 28 seconds remaining in the quarter.
And again, stick around for halftime. It will be entertaining. Carlisle on 1st and 10, stands strong, throws near sideline, got the catch. Dane Jones out of bounds at the 29. So that gets them a decent amount of yardage, 22.6 to show on the scoreboard clock. 21-0. Ridgepoint is down to Westlake. And the game has been closer than 21-0 would indicate, but Westlake just has Kaiser. They got Kaiser. What else can you say? He's so versatile, running the ball, catching the ball. He can do everything. Fake handoff by Carlisle and throwing deep down the middle. And Dane Jones was well covered. It falls incomplete. Denham Collins was, Jones was wearing Collins like a cheap suit, I would say. The coverage was thorough.
It was
and so
definitely
we
there.
have third and a long two, and Ridgepoint can airmail it one more time here. If it falls incomplete, then they'll punt it away, I believe. Mason Dossett is out there. I've seen him run so fast in football and baseball, and I can't believe, I don't know specifically what Westlake has, but I'll bet they don't have anybody faster than Dossett. But this is a draw play. There goes Quincy Drummer, first down, runs for 4 yards, so that stops the clock momentarily. I think Ridgepoint will probably spike it here. They don't have any timeouts, right, Patrick? The scoreboard says none left.
So
the clock is running, 7 seconds. They're going to snap it. And
let's see.
now we got a false start, and I think that might be, if it's a pre-snap penalty, it's not a runoff, is it?
Let's see.
I don't think it's a
if the
10-second runoff.
The clock was running, so.
Yeah, I think they will get one more play here because there's 3 and 9/10 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock.
And they're at their own 30, 31. They do have the runoff. Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Well, I sit corrected here in our broadcast booth at Mercer Stadium. It's been all Westlake, 21-0. They have shown that they are a really strong team. And we'll step aside and be back with an outstanding halftime. You will love each and every one of these visits, I promise. And we'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Hey, high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
All right, everybody, good Thursday evening. It's time to begin the high school varsity football season throughout this great state, and it's time. Our halftime show continues, and we're talking with Jake Myers of the Houston Astros, the young outfielder who has found a place on this team, which is not easy to do. First of all, Jake, it's good to visit with you, and what are some of the things that have been challenging during 2023?
Just trying to be consistent at the plate. I tend to be up and down, and I think that's everybody at the plate, but just really learning how to put a whole year together and just continually keep getting better just as a player.
You know, a few weeks ago, back in July, I saw that you had cut your beautiful locks of hair off, and you've kind of gone a lot more basic. What kind of started that, and what are we going to see in the future when it comes to your hair?
Yeah, I just wanted to change. I had long hair for about 2 or 3 years, maybe longer. I started in college, so had long hair for a while and just kind of wanted to change it up. I'm sure the long hair will be coming back, but just kind of refreshing to do something a little different.
Well, I appreciate you talking to someone like me. I just cover high school sports, but you know, the dream of being a professional in any sport starts with the talent that starts to really flourish in high school. And talk about the moment when you knew that you had an opportunity to play professional baseball at the major league level.
So I always grew up wanting to play baseball at Nebraska. That was my dream, want to play baseball at Nebraska. Growing up in Nebraska, that's kind of what you want to do. And so once I got there, I was living the dream, and I started playing really well. And so I saw that I had, some looks at the next level, and I was lucky enough to get drafted by the Houston Astros, and got to that next level in short season, and just started playing, and I started realizing that if I put, a lot of work into it and put, everything I could into it, I would have a chance. And, it's really cool to see now being here, all that work has paid off, and I'm going to continue to work to try to, do the best I can here.
We're talking with Jake Myers of the Astros, and did the thought either occur to you or maybe someone whisper in your ear, wow, that's a really strong organization. It'll be tough to crack the lineup. And I know that sometimes people hear that and they think, maybe it might be better to go somewhere else. But did that thought ever enter your mind?
Not really. I just tried to focus on stuff I could control, like just trying to get better in any way I could. I just learned who I was as a player, where I kind of fit in, and just tried to maximize my total value as a player and just become the best I could. And so that's really what I try to focus on.
We ask a few kind of lighthearted, silly questions on this, and I asked about your hair, and I have a feeling, just because of some things that I heard girls say about you when I was at Constellation Field and you were playing for Sugarland, and they thought your hair was really dreamy, but that's irrelevant because your wife is Maddie and you got your daughter Ava. Talk about how things are at home.
It's awesome. I really enjoy getting to spend time with them and see Ava grow and getting to spend time with her, when we're at home. And it's just a lot of fun for me to kind of make that transition into being a father.
And also, I don't know if you realize this, but Jeff Blum, he has 4 volleyball-playing daughters. Now, they're out of high school, so they're no longer playing except maybe the oldest one. But, volleyball's an awesome sport, and it would be good being a Major League Baseball player. You can actually finance what it costs for your daughter to be a volleyball player at the elite level. Do you expect her to be an athlete when she gets bigger?
I want her to try. But it ultimately comes down to whatever she wants to do. She's jumping around right now, thinking that she might want to play some volleyball or run some track or something like that. So we'll put her in there, and if she enjoys it, I would love to be a part of that.
All right, Jake, you've joined us for 2 years in a row on our halftime show. We really appreciate it. Is there anything else that you want to say that I didn't give you a chance to say if you're talking to high school athletes and their parents?
Just don't, if you have a dream, don't think that you can't achieve it. I think through hard work and just if you really want something, you can definitely achieve it, and lean on your support system and support other people who want to, achieve their dreams.
That's Jake Myers. Halftime continues on VypeFortBend.com right after this.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 6th, get gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $30 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. Plus, add Now TV for just $20 a month. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Now TV requires Xfinity internet. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
Folks, thanks for listening in on VypeFortBend.com. We got a great halftime guest, and he's a guy who has basically come out of nowhere to be a real strength for the Houston Astros in 2023. Corey Julks, a product of University of Houston and Clearbrook High School. Corey, talk about, generally speaking, the way the year has gone for you and how you've been able to get so many innings and at-bats.
It's been good, just working through some kinks still. There's a lot of ups and downs in this game, but, you try to do what you can do, show up to the field every day, be ready to play. Each time Dusty puts me out there, I'm definitely glad to go out there and give it my all and see what I can do.
There are thousands and thousands of high schoolers out there who play baseball for their public school team or their private school team, and they love the game, but at some point, the ones who have what it takes to get to the majors, the light kind of goes on and lets them know. Do you remember that moment when you knew that you had a chance to play Major League Baseball?
I kind of always believed in myself. You know, that was always the end goal. That was a dream. So, you know, I always worked for that. But, you know, I would say after my freshman year of college where I had some success, and then I went to the Cape, had a little bit more, you know. I definitely knew I had a chance, and then I just wanted to keep working, make sure I didn't get complacent or anything, and just keep working every day.
We're talking with Corey Julks of the Astros, outstanding rookie outfielder, and more recently, was there a point during 2023 training camp when you said, you know, I think that when we have the opening day roster at the major league level, I'm going to be on it?
I never really wanted to think about it too much because, you know, you really just want to focus on getting ready for the season, whether it be AAA or the big leagues, you know. So I didn't want to worry about it too much, you know. But when the announcement came, I mean, I was super excited, grateful for the moment, you know. Guys blessed me with so many things, you know what I mean. So it was definitely a special moment.
Well, I remember I was listening to a radio broadcast of a spring training game, and I think you hit a 3-run bomb, and that's the first time I had heard your name on a broadcast, and it's easy to look up what you've done so far on baseballreference.com. As far as I know, that you're the only player in the history of Major League Baseball with the last name Julks. A lot of people probably didn't know how to say it, but now they do.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm just trying to do what I can do, you know, I mean, whether people know who I am or not, it's not really my concern. But I'm just out here trying to do everything I can and help the team win.
All right, Corey, finally, one question. I wanted to know, do you feel like maybe it was a little more difficult than it otherwise would have been playing at Clearbrook? I mean, they're not one of the powers in Houston area high school baseball, and were you kind of wondering if you'd get the right scout putting their eyeballs on you?
Never really worried about that too much. You know, my dad always told me it doesn't really matter where you play. You know, if you're good, they'll find you. So you know, I definitely believed in that. And then my head coach at Brook went to U of A, so you know he has some connections and definitely helped me out a lot.
Well, we're glad the Cougars found you and glad the Astros found you. And thanks for being with us on our halftime show. That's Corey Julks of the Astros. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, we'll continue right after this.
First Tire and Automotive puts you first. Family owned and operated for over 25 years, helping drivers in Sugar Land and Katy. Great back to school supplies on tires. Save $100 off 4 Michelin, Uniroyal, or BF Goodrich tires with purchase of road hazard and installation. And don't sweat it. Save on AC repair as much as $75 off, $750 in AC repairs. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Week 1 halftime on VypeFortBend.com. And it's a real pleasure to get a chance to talk to Greg Tepper, the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And Greg, I know a lot of people already have their copies or are reading them online, but what's new about Dave Campbell's Texas Football for the old school guys that actually read it?
Right. Yeah, you know, the 64th annual edition of you know, the Bible of Texas Football. We go through the same process every year to put this thing together. And the biggest thing that I keep telling people is that this is just a labor of love. This is something that, you know, everyone who works on Dave Campbell's Texas Football is proud of this product. We know how much it means to people. And that's the thing. You know, the best emails I get are from people who say, you know, I was in this magazine and my dad was in this magazine and now my son is in this magazine. That's special. That's something that you can't get anywhere else. And it's something that you can't buy. And we're really proud of that. We're just continuing the legacy that Dave Campbell started for us back in 1960. We're really thrilled with this 2023 edition. Sonny Dykes on the cover of the main cover, and then Reginald Samples from
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Week 1 halftime on VypeFortBend.com. And It's a real pleasure to get a chance to talk to Greg Tepper, the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And Greg, I know a lot of people already have their copies or are reading them online, but what's new about Dave Campbell's Texas Football for the old school guys that actually read it?
Right. Yeah, the 64th annual edition of the Bible of Texas Football. We go through the same process every year to put this thing together. And the biggest thing that I keep telling people is that this is just a labor of love. This is something that, everyone who works on Dave Campbell's Texas Football is proud of this product. We know how much it means to people, and that's the thing. The best emails I get are from people who say, I was in this magazine, and my dad was in this magazine, and now my son is in this magazine. That's special. That's something that you can't get anywhere else, and it's something that you can't buy. And we're really proud of that. We're just continuing the legacy that Dave Campbell started for us back in 1960. We're really thrilled with this 2023 edition. Sonny Dykes on the cover of the main cover, and then Reginald Samples from Duncanville on the gatefold cover. It's got more high school previews than it's ever had before, more than 1,500 high school football teams across the Lone Star State, and so we jammed them all in there, 400 pages of football goodness.
We're talking with Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. There's always been a lot of collaboration between your publication and organization and also High School Scoreboard Live.
Yeah.
Now, I know so many things in this world of American business. We're being asked to do more with less, and I know that we're not going to be seeing quite as many reporter faces on High School Scoreboard Live, but can you tell me a little bit about how it's going to be different, if at all, this year?
Yeah, from what I understand, our friends at Bally are still going to continue to put out some great high school football content. Football Friday should be back in the fall. Our live whip around coverage for hours and hours across the state, and then High School Scoreboard Live with myself, Aaron Hardigan, and Craig Way should be back. It's something I'm pretty sure that they'd have to find fight off some picketers outside if they were ever to get rid of High School Scoreboard Live. So things are changing, obviously, there at Bally Sports Southwest. Maybe a little bit more of a leaner operation, but I know that they're still going to provide that outstanding high school football coverage that people have come to expect.
All the reporters are great, and they all know their stuff. The passion is there. You can tell they're not faking it, no doubt about that. But one that really impresses me is Ashley Pickle, and I know she has a lot to do with Dave Campbell's Texas Football as well as the program that comes on Friday nights.
Yeah, we've joked that we're all going to be working for Ashley Pickle someday, and she's been such a visionary for us at Dave Campbell's Texas Football with our Dave Campbell's Texan Live, our streaming platform with hundreds of games across the Lone Star State. She's been integral in kind of getting that off the ground and making it as big as it possibly can. We're really excited. She's also a big part of our podcast network that we have at TexasFootball.com, including her own podcast with Mallory Hartley, Women Talking Football, WTF, which we're really proud of. And so she's been such a huge part of our team, and we're just thrilled to have her. Our whole team here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football, we all work so well collaboratively, and we've all got such big ideas, and it's just great to work in a place where those big ideas are embraced.
We're talking with Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We'll take a quick break and come back and ask him who does he expect to be on the top of the heap in the largest classifications of Texas high school football. We'll be right back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
A new high school football season has commenced here in Texas, and this is week one on VypeFortMen.com, and our halftime guest is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Classes 5A and 6A. I know they're both going to be two champions in each of those classifications. Who do you expect to be on the top of the heap when it's all over this year?
Yeah, Class 6A once again loaded with powers, and it's going to be centralized around, I think, major metro areas once again. You look at the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, which had a clean sweep of the 5, 6A, and 5A championships last year. There's reason to believe that they could have a really nice year as well. Duncanville back with outstanding playmakers across their roster. Most notably, their 5-star defensive end Colin Simmons. He's going to be a guy that everybody's going to want to keep their eye on. DeSoto, their district bunkmate, the reigning 6A Division II state champions, they are back. I love this quarterback DJ Bailey. defensively. He led them to a state championship last year. We saw him at state 7-on-7. He's put on probably 15 pounds of good weight. He looks really, really good. He can still spin it. Really impressive athlete, and I think DeSoto is going to be in that mix as well. But of course, Houston lurks as well in a big way, and they are out for some revenge. Galena Park, North Shore, no stranger to the big stage. New coach in Willie Gaston, which is going to be really interesting. How well do they adjust to the new voice in the room? He, of course, been their offensive coordinator. I would expect no drop-off from North Shore. This is a program that reloads. They're going to be loaded once again. They have playmakers all over the field. Their team speed might be some of the very best in the state. And then another team that I'm really interested in, probably in the Division II bracket, they could go either way, would be Katy. It's been a couple years since we've seen the Tigers on the big stage, but I think that Gary Joseph's squad looks poised for a run. This looks like one of those vintage Katy teams that has all the right pieces. The defense looks really good. They're going to be able to run the ball. The offensive line looks good. They've got one or two receivers on the outside that can keep you honest. And of course, they've got one of the very best coaches of all time on the sideline in Gary Joseph. So at the 6A level, I really like those teams to kind of start duking it out. I think those are going to be among the top teams. Keep an eye on Austin Vandegrift as well. Team to keep an eye on. I think that 6A has an opportunity to be a lot of fun.
And 5A, we don't have to talk about quite as many teams, but I will say this. Fort Bend Marshall is like Captain Ahab, still chasing the big whale. They were knocked out by Port Neches Groves, which, by the way, has Gary Joseph's son as their head coach. I don't know who to pick in Class 5A Division II. I think it's District 9, either Fort Bend Marshall or PNG. So pick among those two. Who do you think will go the farthest?
I'll give a kind of squirrely answer before I give a good one. I bet they play twice. I'll say that. I think that those two teams look destined to play twice, once in district and then once in the playoffs. I wonder if Fort Bend Marshall finds a way through this year. I love the speed they have in the secondary. They're going to be really, really fast back there. There's a PNG squad that has a lot of playmakers back, including Shea Adams, but they do have some key pieces to replace from that state championship run. Right now, I'd give a very slight edge to Fort Bend Marshall, but we're talking a whisker type difference between these two teams. That's the great thing about that district, is you're going to get some outstanding football each and every week, because 9-5A Division II is one of the very best in the state.
If our boys from Fort Bend Marshall can get back to the title game, the good news is Aledo won't be there, at least for sure this year, but then South Oak Cliff could be there, and that's not good news, but we'll jump off that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, South Oak Cliff, the two-time defending state champs, they get absolutely hammered by graduation. They signed 11 players to the FBS ranks from last year's team. That is, believe it or not, that is more than any other school in America. So they have some reloading to do on the defensive side. Can they find a way to replace those pieces? They're going to be better offensively. They're going to get big challenges from teams like Melissa and Argyle. But if Fort Bend Marshall gets there, you know what? You line it up, you play 48 minutes.
That is Greg Tepper of Texas High School Football. And Greg, if one of our teams from Fort Bend County does get to Jerry World in December, I'm going to track you down and we're going to get you for a halftime interview then. Thank you so much in advance for that and for joining us here.
Absolutely. Let's plan on seeing each other at AT&T.
All right. Remember, High School Scoreboard Live. He'll be on it all the time, and you should not miss it. Tape it Saturday morning. If you miss it Friday night, we'll be right back.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 6th, get gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $30 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. And get Wi-Fi equipment included when you add Xfinity Mobile. Go to xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
Halftime continues on VypeFortBend.com, and we're grateful to have Alex Bregman with us, the Astros third baseman. And we were able to get a special interview with him. I believe it was July 31st of last year, the last one-on-one interview he did before he had to go and be with his wife as their little boy Knox was welcomed into the world. And tell us, Alex, what's it like with about a year of knocks under your belt and a little bit more.
It's been awesome. It's been great. He's growing up so fast. He's walking now. He's been a joy for his mother and myself, and we're definitely enjoying life with him, and life's so much better now that Knox is here.
I remember earlier this season, the Sunday night game at the Dodgers, when there was one of these, the ESPN field reporter was asking you about those LSU Tigers. They just lost big in Game 2 of the College World Series, and you seemed supremely confident. I presume that was total, genuine confidence, and you knew the Tigers were going to win the next day.
Oh, yeah. Those guys had an incredible season. They were incredible talents, and it was so fun to watch them play all year long. And as you just saw, two of them went with the first and second overall pick in the MLB draft this year, and that's just a testament to how good of a team they had. I think they had 5 players taken on the first 2 days of the draft, or first day of the draft. And pretty special what Coach Johnson's doing there at LSU, and looking forward to them going back and winning more national championships.
I'm sure it's going to happen. And when you got to Houston, did you understand just what a great presence the alumni of LSU have in this greater metropolitan area?
No, it's huge. Everyone here in Houston either loves A&M, UH, or LSU, and there's so many LSU people here. So it's been fun. It's been great to see all the purple and gold here at Minute Maid Park, and definitely have a blast with all my friends coming in from Louisiana.
As a mere mortal who doesn't play professional sports for a living, I think about, my perception is there can be guys that play professional baseball for a living, and there are the ball players. You're the ball player. I mean, if there was a picture in the dictionary next to the word ball player, your picture is there. I can't imagine you ever being away from the game, so I'm leading up to this question. When your playing days are done, I know how much you love the purple and gold. Is there a chance that maybe someday you could be the head coach of the LSU Tigers baseball program?
I'm not sure. I think that day's a ways away. Hopefully, we get to play this great game for another decade, maybe more. So, hoping to definitely stay in the game, be around the game. I love this game so much. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what will happen in the future, but definitely want to be in either professional baseball or college baseball.
Well, you might want to run for mayor of Houston, because so many players on this Astros team that have been so competitive, so strong. People associate great, happy memories with you. So you have so much goodwill. I don't know if you guys even realize just how much people love you, even if they've never met you.
Well, it's been amazing to call Houston home for the last 6 years, and I had my firstborn here, met my wife here, had so many great memories here, and will always have a special place in my heart. Houston will, that is, and it's always a pleasure being able to go out and see a bunch of people that love the Astros and are Astros fans. So, yeah.
And it's a pleasure to have you as part of our broadcast. Thanks for spending some time. Best of luck. Looking forward, hopefully, to a late October or early November champagne shower. Again, they never get old.
Yep. So, it sounds good. Thanks for having me.
All right. Go Astros. This is VypeFortBend.com. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
First Tire and Automotive puts you first. Family owned and operated for over 25 years, helping drivers in Sugar Land and Katy. Great back to school supplies on tires. Save $100 off 4 Michelin, Uni-Royal, or BF Goodrich tires with purchase of road hazard and installation. And don't sweat it. Save on AC repair as much as $75 off, $750 in AC repairs. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. FirstTireandAuto.com.
Well, folks, I would ask you, are you not entertained? During halftime, we had interviews with Jake Myers, Corey Julks, and Alex Bregman of the Astros, but also Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. But here is Patrick Kinnick with the rest of the story. Clearly, those Astros interviews were pre-recorded because all the boys were chipper and in a good mood because tonight in Detroit, the Astros lost their 6th game in the last 8 outings. Tell us how it all fell apart. It was galling. Go ahead,
all I
Patrick.
know is that Fromber pitched a no-hitter into the 7th inning, or through 7.
It started so well.
And the only problem is the Astros only scored 1 run. But anyway, Detroit was scoreless and hitless, with 1 hit going into the bottom of the 9th inning, and boom, bang, ba-boom, they scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th, and the Astros lose again. Hate to be the bearer of bad news.
And Ryan Presley, who saved many games and done a great job, but not every closer, not even Dennis Eckersley in his heyday, got the other team out,
right?
Every single time and save the game. But the problem is when the Astros could least afford a loss, they just keep slipping away, and I'm starting to wonder if they're going to make the playoffs. So maybe I ought to get all of my pre-recorded Astros interviews out of the way in September as quickly as I can.
Because for fear of what might be coming up. Be nice if they can turn it around, and you're gonna have slumps throughout the season, and hopefully this is their slump, and then they can bounce it out of there, and they're still only a game and a half out of the first place. So
yeah, that's the important thing that I need to keep telling myself, but all I know
winning.
is what I see right now. They just seem like they can't beat their way out of a wet paper bag.
Their indications are not very positive. Speaking of indications, the Westlake Chaparrals are going to be receiving the ball as if they needed the ball with a 21-0 lead.
Okay, Patrick, here's a question for you. Do you pull a Sean Payton here and do an onside kick to start the third quarter, thinking that maybe Westlake wouldn't possibly be expecting it?
Well, knowing Westlake, I would imagine they would say, watch for something goofy here.
Bretson Booker's going to kick off for Ridgepoint. He's number 81. That's a pretty cool name, Bretson Booker.
Yeah, it is a good name. Got a little ring to it.
No relation to Cory Booker of New Jersey. Is your mic working over there?
Well, here we go. We're going to find out if he's going to pull one of those stunts here.
And guess what? Kaiser is back there to return the kick, and so is Grady Bartlett.
They're coming up short. The deep people are coming up short.
And it's a pop-up kick. And it comes down at the 31-yard line, and Westlake is going to feel it'll be a pretty good return across the 50, still going. And down to the 40-yard line of Ridgepoint by number 40, wasn't it, who returned it? No, it was number 8. Yeah. Sorry about that. Reagan Street. I wonder if he's related to, Houston Street and James Street, would have been his grandfather. He was the guy that quarterbacked the Longhorns to that big 1969 win over Arkansas and the national championship. Maybe. The Street family could afford to live out there in Westlake area.
Yeah, that play was a short pop-up kick. You usually get the fair catch and all that, but it looked like Westlake had a play where they actually you put a return on that play, and obviously they got good yardage on it.
Paxton Land hands it off to Kaiser to start the second half, and nothing doing on the first play. Who got underneath him? Oh, that's the guy that they're patting him on the head, Aiden Ferris. He's been fantastic thus far. He's a 5'11", 180-pounder. The Ridgepoint roster has heights and weights, but the Westlake roster does not.
Would love to see that
I
on
would
Westlake.
be interested for sure. Second down and 10. Give to Kaiser, running left, hitting the backfield, and not even Kaiser can get away from all those Ridgepoint tacklers ganging up on him.
He sure went down fighting, though, but there was too many Ridgepoint players for him to battle his way away from that time, and he lost 5 yards.
Leighton Thibodeau got all over him, and I'm not going to even try to name all the other Ridgepoint Panthers, but before you knew it, Thibodeau made sure that Kaiser was all tied up in the gumbo and lost 5, 3rd and 15, and the Ridgepoint defense would really be able to pick up the offense if they can get a stop here on 3rd and 15. Dropping back his Land, pump short, now looks left and throws into the flat, and a nice secure tackle, just a 4-yard gain, and it was Thibodeau again making the play on the receiver. That was Brody Wilhelm, the one that caught the first touchdown pass for Westlake. So 4th and 11, nice stand by the Ridgepoint defense, and the punting unit comes on for the Chaparrals.
Well, that was an excellent. Well, they're going to punt or they're going to try to kick a field goal here, Roger.
Oh, they are going to kick a field goal. My goodness.
It's going to be
Bartlett.
Is that going to be a 58-yard?
57.
57-yard field goal.
And the holder
Nope. Now
is
they're
number
going
53, Joey Bravo. Now they're going to actually try to run a play. They're just going to try to draw Ridgepoint off.
That's what they were doing. The clock has hit 0 on the play clock. So, wow. That had been a tough one. 57 yards into the wind. So they were just trying to draw them off the whole time, and they pick up the 5-yard penalty. And Ridgepoint defense, what a job. They had the ball. Westlake had the ball on the 40-yard line to start that drive. And good job by the Panthers.
Indeed. Now, Westlake is so disciplined, such a well-coached team, so talented. You just don't expect them to make unforced errors like a snap over the punter's head. And sure enough, it's a very accurate snap. And now it is Ashton Bethel Roman on the run at the 12-yard line. Makes a couple of men miss. Gets across the 20 and out of bounds near the 23. Ashton Bethel Roman gets pretty decent. Well, I won't say decent field position. It's more like you just got to make sure that you're not bottled up. And now after the tackle, you got somebody from Westlake holding their arms up like I didn't do anything, and then a flag flies, and we'll see what this is about. We might have to tell everyone what our referee, Mr. Mapes, tells us, Duffy Mapes.
They're standing over on the Ridgepoint sideline. I'm sure they're getting an earful from some of the coaches over there. You'd hate to see the Panthers be guilty of a penalty here.
Yeah, I mean,
which
what
would
do
draw them back deep in their own territory.
Here's his call.
Oh.
Marcus Sessom of Ridgepoint commits a personal foul, and so I was just about to say you get the ball and avoid being deep in your own end, but now this penalty is going to lead to being inside your 10. Rick LaFavors, however, is giving the officials an earful. He doesn't think it was a justified call, and that's very important that he does that right in front of his players so they know that he has their back. But why would you be doing anything that would possibly lead to such an unsportsmanlike or personal foul penalty?
Sometimes those questions are unanswerable.
You're down 21.
Right.
You really need to get some momentum, and it's just it's shooting yourself in the foot with inability to just control your emotions.
This is
Stay poised.
Their worst starting point field position-wise tonight. Their own 11.
What'll they do? What will they do? 1st and 10 from, as Patrick said, the 11-yard line, and there goes Drummer running off the right side, and that's going to be a pickup of 4. Austin Carlisle, by the way, showing great sportsmanship. One of the Westlake linemen is down, and Austin tried to help him up. He's even straightened his leg up and helping relieve the cramps. And I can't see which Westlake player it is, but if I ever get a chance to interview Austin Carlisle, I'm going to ask him about that. And so the trainer from Westlake is over there kind of helping out that player, and I'm not sure who it is. It's possibly Ben Carroll, Carrell. Cowboys used to have a punter named Dwayne Carroll who spelled his last name that way. We'll take a break and be back. Ridgepoint is going to be facing a 2nd and 7 when we return.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network.
Hello. We went silent there, and that's my fault. Oh, my goodness. So it's Ridgepoint has just made a 1st down on a run by Wesley Drummer. And so they have the ball now at their 23-yard line. I don't know how long we were silent, Patrick. There goes Wesley Drummer again on 1st and 10. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So let's see. I got to check my messages, and I think I need to restart our hotspot, Patrick. So that's what I'm going to do. And so if you were listening out there and hearing us right now, we may drop out briefly, but we will keep on going here with our broadcast, and we'll be back with you. If we do blackout like Apollo 13 did for a couple of minutes, don't worry about it. We'll be back. Okay, so the Wi-Fi says goodbye. We're still recording on the laptop, so if you're listening on the podcast, you hear me continue to speak. And now we are going to restart the hotspot. In the little window, it'll say welcome, and it does. And so we are restarting. Okay, and I'm not sure, but I think maybe I heard someone in the adjacent booth saying that they were having a little bit of a problem too. So we're not the only ones.
It's a location apparently.
Yeah, maybe it's our hotspot that's messing them up, and that's fine.
Well, there's a timeout on the field Roger.
Yeah, let's
Ridge
keep
Point
it here.
Takes the timeout.
Okay, so Ridgepoint takes a timeout. They got a critical 3rd and 12. They don't want to give the ball back because we're almost halfway through the third quarter, 6:15 to go, and they trail 21-0. So I'm not even sure we had the volume up when Ridgepoint committed a personal foul after a play where they had run a kick back and gotten it across their 20-yard line. So they were going to be in, acceptable field position to start a drive. But after it was over, there was a personal foul penalty called, and so that backed the ball up to the 11. And now they made one first down, but to keep this drive going, they've got to convert on 3rd and 12. And our volume is up, just in case you were wondering. Austin Carlisle rolls to the left. Here comes the rush. Look out. He gets it out of his hand, and he gets a completion, but it's nowhere near what they needed for the first down. He got it to Nick Thomas. It was just an emergency thing, and we got a Ridgepoint receiver over on the other side of the field who is walking around or lying down, and he's in a lot of pain. He's kind of reacting like maybe it's a serious knee injury.
Well, it could be
or maybe it's a cramp. Yeah, hopefully that's all it is.
Because that's what they're looking at. They're lifting the leg, stretching it out. Sometimes those cramps can be highly painful.
It may be Nick Thomas. It's not Dane Jones, because Dane is up on his feet and he's trying to help his teammate get to his feet once he's ready. So, yeah, the way they're working on it, it's a cramp. So, the way he was kind of pounding the field turf told me that maybe it was something more serious. I hope it's just a cramp.
Sometimes when your muscles knot up, cramping and so on, it really does freak you out. And, again, it can be painful, and you'd think it's not going to subside. And it looks like they're going to get him subsided here. Looks like he's, maybe he's not feeling so hot yet.
Okay, well, when we get back to action, Trey Toon is in punt formation for Ridgepoint. And I don't think we've seen Trey Toon or anybody else punt for Ridgepoint. I think every possession has either ended in a turnover, and I think they've only had the one turnover, the long Carlisle pass in the first quarter that was intercepted. Other than that, they haven't turned it over except on downs.
On downs, I think Carlisle punted one.
Yeah, that's true. They did the quick kick
first
once.
Series.
Yeah.
And then other than that, it's been on downs and then the one interception. They're still working on the Ridgepoint ball player over there on the far side.
And I wish I could tell you who it is. I think it could possibly be Nick Thomas, but I'm not sure.
Well, we're not going to be able to tell until he gets up and we can read that number. But
okay, why don't we take a break
let's
here?
Take a break.
All right.
Number 8, Roger. Number 8.
Okay, it's Ashton Bethel Roman. He's probably their best receiver. We'll be back.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 6th, get gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $30 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. Plus, add Now TV for just $20 a month. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Now TV requires Xfinity internet. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
All right, Ashton Bethel Roman is coming off the field on his own. His right leg looks very uncomfortable. He's just kind of walking with that leg very stiff and favoring it, but he is doing this on his own. So I have a feeling that this is nothing that a little treatment won't cure.
Especially when you look at the trainers are not overly, they're concerned, but they have a look of, we're going to get this thing taken care of here.
All right, here is the Trey Toon punt, and it is blocked. He's got to go back and recover it, but either way, Westlake takes possession. It's going to be 1st and goal, and Trey Toon didn't look like he was in a particular hurry to get the ball out of there, and Westlake was on him like a cheap suit or like ugly on an ape or something.
There was a couple of guys engulfed him there, and the ball hit the belly, I think, of one of the Westlake players, and as if they needed a break. They're sitting at the 6-yard line now, 1st and goal, already with a 21-0 lead.
Okay. Yeah, as you said, 1st and goal. Paxton Land hands it off to Kaiser. Spin move, diving for the goal line, and he gets in for the touchdown. And that might end the competitive phase of this game. I hate to say it, Patrick, but it's now 27-0.
Let's see, the referees, what do we got here? A player down on the goal line. It's one of the Panthers. And now he's sitting up, so hopefully he'll be all right. But it looked pretty easy that time for Kaiser. He got the handoff, nice hole, and little spin move, and he got the 6 yards pretty easily. And they're still tending to one of the Panther players down on the goal line, trying to see what number that is. It's hard for us to see up here some of these numbers. Still trying to find out who it is. He's coming off the field. Is it number 9, Roger?
I think it's number 0, and that is the very talented Calvin Kalu Alexander. But the way he's walking, I'm thinking it's just a cramp as well.
Yeah, he's number 0. So, yeah, it's later in the game, and we've seen a little bit more of the cramping going on here this second half.
You know, you got to walk the fine line in August workouts as Barnett prepares to kick the extra point. You want to work your team hard enough so that they can have the stamina to make it through a game on a hot night like this as Barnett makes the extra point, and it's 28-0. But you also have to keep your players rested. So you don't want to work them so hard that they don't have the speed and quickness that they need to have at game time. But
you said something
I don't know,
a little earlier, Roger. Is this? See if you can pick up on this. I'm sure you can. But is this a hot August night?
Yes, it is. And I want to say hi to Cracklin Rosie, she's our quality assistant, Cracklin Rosie Vega with a B.
Good old Neil Diamond.
Yeah, well,
I would say this is what he might have been speaking about. Hot August nights.
Yeah, I think so. And let's see, what you have to tell me, what is your favorite Neil Diamond song?
Well, boy, I got too many of them. Let me think a little bit on that one.
I'll tell you what mine is while you're thinking.
What is yours?
Coming to America. I love that song.
That's a good song. Coming to America, very good song.
But also the song Heartlight. I like that song too.
I was going to mention Heartlight.
And we are ready for the kickoff as Patrick ponders the catalog of Neil Diamond. Pop-up kick by Barnett, and it comes down to the 25-yard line. Fair catch made right there. Ridge Point's Mitch McIntyre. And Mitch McIntyre's mom was down in the stands, very gracious, very kind. There's something, Patrick, I'm sure you know how much different it is. You really connect with the baseball fans because you're just right there with them.
Right.
They're in the stands. They can hear what you're saying. And
it is there's not a baseball facility that doesn't have a window that opens.
Yeah,
is there? I mean, you almost always have a window open, don't you?
Well, I usually just work in the stands anyway.
That's always a good thing to do, yeah.
Okay,
sitting amongst the fans.
Back to the football action. 28-0, Ridge Point trailing. Dane Jones with a quick pop pass in the hitch green. He gets forward for 11 yards, and It's a first down for Ridge Point at the 36.
And that first down is being brought to you by
First Tire and Automotive. Think of them for the best prices in tires, anything you need done for your car to keep it running at its very best. 4 great Fort Bend County locations, including one on Lexington Boulevard, just down the street from Lord have Mercer Stadium. 5:30 to go in the third, 28-0. Ridge Point trying to battle back and just get a score or two and then see what they can do from there. Quarterback draw. Austin Carlisle breaks free, gets across the 40, 45 into Westlake territory, and he's run out of bounds. Judson Crockett hot on his heels, but it's a first down, and, First Tire and Automotive brings you that first down.
And they're right here on Lexington, not too far from Mercer Stadium.
Yeah, I think I heard
among
that
other places
recently. Yes, they have one at the entrance to Greatwood. And they also have one, the original location on Eldridge Road. That's where I take my vehicle. And also there's one in Cinco Ranch.
I don't have all the stats, Roger, but, the total yardage is probably not very far off from each other. I feel like the Ridge Point Panthers have done a fair amount of good things on offense.
Nick Thomas catches a quick pass from Austin Carlisle. That was an amazing play by Austin. He dropped the snap, and he got up and had to recognize that his guy was open and delivered it kind of sidearm, got it to him, got another.
Underneath one of the big arms that was raised high from that defensive line of the Westlake Chaparrals.
Yeah, that's one of the few advantages of playing against this Westlake Chaparrals defense. Sometimes you can throw it under their outstretched arms because they're all so tall, And the ball is at the 35-yard line. Ridge Point is starting to move it. And there is a give to a Quincy Drummer, and he goes over the right tackle and gets just 1 yard, nothing more than that. Wyatt Williams threw him down, kind of bulldogged him like a calf at a rodeo.
He actually jumped on his back and just, like you said, he jumped on his back and then he bulldogged him down. 1 yard gain on the play.
By the way, tomorrow night, starting at 6 o'clock, if they start it as scheduled, it's going to be Willow Ridge and Lamar Consolidated from Traylor Stadium. Patrick and I will be there, and you will have the play-by-play. Second down and 9 for Ridge Point. Man goes in motion. Carlisle stands strong, throws it up, looking for Mason Dossett, but it's incomplete. Near the 5-yard line, but right there shoulder to shoulder. Judson Crockett playing good defense. And, there was something that really excited me as I was down there for warm-ups. I heard Mason Dossett talking to a teammate, and he said, 1 cut and go. Well, you got to give credit to Austin Westlake. Their defense has been very sound, and Ridge Point just hasn't had one of those chances to make 1 cut and go.
I'll tell you what, though, on that play, Carlisle was under pressure. He kind of threw off his back foot, and he heaved that thing a good 30 yards, pretty well on target, but it was just well defended.
Third down and 9, and Carlisle wants to pass, holds on to it, gets rid of it, got a completion. There goes Dane Jones, and he gets it inside the 25 to the 22. And Dane Jones has been a big play receiver tonight, and he knocked down the tackler, Judson Crockett. That'll move the sticks. It's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com.
He was not in first down territory when he caught that, and he had to make a nice move, put the accelerator on, and got that first down, and they're on the 22. This is, I believe, their deepest penetration.
It certainly is. They are 2 yards away from the red zone, but got to get to the end zone and get there quickly. There's 3:17 to go in the third quarter and the clock ticking. And Carlisle runs left, gets outside the 20, and he fumbles, but he goes out of bounds, so no harm done. And that will stop the clock. They mark it at the 15. They marked it where the ball went out, and that's helpful. And so it ends up being a pickup of, I'm going to call it 7.5 yards. So second down and 2.5.
Carlisle has sneaky quickness. He really can get out of that pocket in a quick fashion, and he's got some pretty good speed once he gets it going. And they are inside that red zone now, Roger. It's, second down and about 2.5.
That's 2.5. That's not official. I guess you'd have to say 3 to go. And there's a swing out there to Drummer. He catches it, and he makes a move near the 15. He gets near the 10, and he got a first down. got the first down by a yard.
And he followed his blocking pretty well that time, too. They had a couple of lead blockers out there, and he was able to find a little crevice, and he got that first down, 11-yard line. They can still get a first down at the 1.
Yeah,
we
that was
prefer
just
a touchdown before that, though.
It was just a 4-yard pickup. It kind of looked like more than that, but anytime you are able to stay on your feet for more than a couple of seconds against this Westlake defense, you kind of feel like you're making progress. But like I said, only 4 yards. Nevertheless, it was good enough for the first down. Fake to Drummer. There goes Carlisle. Going to the 10-yard line outside the numbers. Takes on a tackler and knocks him down and goes out of bounds at the 6. And that tackler that he belted, actually, I should not have said knocked him down because he did stay on his feet. That was George Jones, who, I understand, is a pretty good singer.
Carlisle put the shoulder down on that one, and I think he might have surprised him a little bit because he got the better of him on that contact.
And it helps Ridge Point that play went out of bounds, and the clock is still not moving. 1:56 to go, and they have the second down and 4, and Carlisle throws it out there, and it's incomplete near the 5-yard line. He was being pressured, so we got to be happy with that Mitch McIntyre was unable to pull it in. And that's okay. Let's live to fight another day. 3rd down and 4 with the ball just outside the 5.
Yeah, it was, I don't know if I had the pronunciation right, but Ingram Eiser was all over him, and Carlisle pretty good, put it out there pretty good, pretty well under the pressure, but it did go incomplete.
By the way, Ridge Point has not gone to the tight end tonight, but they have Cole Vayon lined up on the left side of the formation. Jones goes in motion, and now we have a lot of movement by Ridge Point, and that's going to back them up 5.
I think that's about the second or third time that's happened tonight where the team has moved on the count, but the center hasn't snapped it. And,
yeah, that has happened a couple of times.
And I don't know. It seems like it's hard to blame anybody, but when everybody's moving and the snap doesn't come, it's, well, what can you say?
What can you say? You can say poor Cole Vayon. They sent him out there, and he was going to get to run a play, and then there was a false start. And now we're going to have a timeout because Ridge Point's got to be ready for this next play. 1:52 to go in the 3rd. They're down 28-0. We'll be back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Interested in Vype Campus? Vype Campus brings our popular citywide media days right to your doorstep. As a Vype Campus client, we will work with you to help you take advantage of our unique campus model to build a unique experience for your school. From media day photo shoots of all your athletes to game day coverage, broadcasts and live streams, video and digital content, hype videos, the Vype U program, same-day graphics, and of course your very own campus magazine, Vype Campus is truly whatever you want it to be. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out how to join Vype Campus today.
Okay, Patrick, 5 seconds. Name a Neil Diamond song that you really loved.
LA's fine, the sun shines most of the time.
I didn't say sing it, just name it.
And the feeling is laid back. I am, I said.
I am, I said.
That's a pretty good song.
To no one there, and no one heard it all, not even the chair. A chair never hears anything.
Well, I mean, what the heck?
Okay, back to live action. 1:52 to go in the 3rd. Ridge Point with a critical 3rd and 9. Fake handoff. Carlisle running right, trying to get around the pursuit. Gets outside the numbers, going for the pylon, and he is in for the touchdown.
What a run.
Panthers get on top. And that might be the beginning of something special, but at least it's encouraging, and maybe they can, get that second wind.
He sure showed that quickness again on that play. He was being pursued at the line of scrimmage. Looked like the guy was going to get him, but he outran him, and then he outran the guy around the corner and found the pylon. I'm very impressed with Carlisle.
All right,
Nice
so
job.
the extra point kick coming up from Bretson Booker. Good snap and hold, and the kick is up, and it's good. 28-7, Ridge Point is on the board. This is VipeFortBend.com. 1:46 to go in the third. We'll be back.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 6th, get gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $30 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. And get Wi-Fi equipment included when you add Xfinity Mobile. Go to xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
Westlake had an injured player on the extra point kick. It's Caden Boenig. I assume that's the pronunciation. It's Boenig. It could be Boenig. But
Yeah.
he is making his way off the field. I think he'll be fine.
He fell victim to what several players have had tonight is the cramps, and we are not surprised by that, I guess. The first game of the year and the heat situation.
All right, Bretson Booker will kick off for Ridge Point. I wonder, will it be a pop-up kick or will he try to blast it into the end zone? Ridge Point over the years has had some great kickoff specialists where you really never had to worry about the ball being returned. Now this one comes to Kaiser at the 1-yard line, straight up the left hash marks, still going. Look out across the 35-40. He is still going, and he's got one man to beat, and it's a foot race inside the 20, and Kaiser takes it all the way back down the field for a gut punch touchdown. And just in case we thought maybe there was still competitive football to be played, but wait a minute, wait. I know what Patrick noticed it, and I didn't, so go ahead and tell him what you're looking at.
Well, there's a penalty flag at the 16-yard line. They're talking about it.
That's a gall darn shame.
But they're not indicating whether it's going to be or not, as the Westlake coaches are saying it's still going to be a touchdown, but let's see what our referee has to say. He said, bring it on back.
Bring it on back,
Bring
Duffy
it back.
Mapes.
That's unfortunate for Kaiser, but very fortunate for Panthers.
All right, well.
And maybe that's what sprung him, because that's about right where he was pulling up the steam there and breaking his way through. So that might have been the key block. And a break for the Panthers. How about that?
I like it. We needed that to happen. You know, who wants to call a fourth quarter where
That's right.
we have no competitive thing
Yeah,
going?
we want to have something to a little bit of pull here. And I don't want to sound critical or whatever, but one of the things that I coached middle school, so it's a lot different than high school, but one thing that we really did not want to do when we kicked it off, the main goal was to not kick it to their best player. And unfortunately for the Panthers, they did that time, but they got a break on the block.
And what a break. You could go down 35-7, or with the penalty, now Westlake is leading still 28-7, but they're backed up to their own 8-yard line. Land at quarterback takes the snap, and he hands it off to a different running back, Acosta, who got a few touches in the first half and looked pretty good.
Absolutely.
But Ridge Point's defense looking more and more fired up, and a really inspirational player is Aiden Ferris. He's made a lot of nice open field tackles. Westlake is playing fast after that 2-yard pickup at 2nd and 8. Land drops back. He's near his end zone and throws a pass that is short of his intended receiver, and it's going to be 3rd down and 8, and Ridge Point has a chance to get the stop, get the ball back, and make this an interesting Friday night.
I was kind of gasping there, thinking that McBride might have jumped that pass there. He was pretty close on the play, and it turned into an incompletion. But I noticed there was a heavy pressure on Land again, and when they put pressure on him, good things are happening for the Panthers.
The line of scrimmage is the 10, and they need to get to the 18 for a first down. And Land looks right, throws, and it's over the head of his intended receiver. They were not coordinated there as Heath McCree stopped near the 20, and it might have been a completion if he had run to the 25.
That's where he threw it. Yeah, he threw it as if he was going to keep going, but the receiver decided to break it off, and it sailed over the head. And Panthers are going to have, well, they should have excellent field position here after this punt.
Yeah, and incomplete passes preserve the time.
Absolutely.
So that Westlake, this punt will be into the wind. And they have not punted tonight, so I don't know for sure who's doing this.
It's a low liner.
It's a low liner, and it takes a Ridge Point bounce and now a Westlake bounce, and it gets to the 42 of Westlake. Great. That is by far the best starting position, right, for these Panthers.
And it's a good thing one of the blockers for the Panthers, the ball eluded one of those guys. It looked like it might hit one of their feet or their legs as they were running past that ball, but it did not. Panthers start on the 42-yard line of Westlake. If they put one in here, Roger, who knows?
You may be on to something there, but let's just one score at a time.
That's right.
Down 28-7. Here comes a blitz. Carlisle gets it out of his hand. Dane Jones, nice catch.
What a
at
catch.
The 37-yard line, and it's not a huge gain, but it gives you a positive play. It goes out of bounds to stop the clock with 40 seconds left in the third, and Austin Carlisle just showing that he knows where to go with the football when he's under duress.
That's right, and as you said, it wasn't a huge gain, but it was a great catch because as he caught the ball, he was hit, and he was able to hang on to that ball. 5-yard gain.
In fact, I'd say 6. It's 5.5, so I'm going to call it 6. There is a fake handoff, and Carlisle keeps it. He's got Drummer out in front as a blocker, and he goes out of bounds inside the 30. That is a first down for the Ridge Point Panthers. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. So he carries it from the 37 down to the 27, 10-yard pickup. The sticks move. 33 seconds left in the third quarter, and Ridge Point is making offensive progress. They're looking over at the sideline to get the play call.
I certainly thought he handed the ball off that time. It looked like the running back had it, but he pulled it back, and great play by Carlisle.
Maybe he meant to. And there is a handoff. There goes Wesley Drummer, starting right, pushing forward. A nice push by the offensive line. And let's see, Denham Collins away from the ball. By the way, it ends up being a 3-yard gain. But away from the ball, Denham Collins of Westlake and Nick Thomas of the Panthers are just, they're battling a lot.
And I don't think they're going to get a playoff here. We're under 5 seconds here in the quarter, and that'll be it for the third quarter.
Yeah, 12 minutes to go, and if Ridge Point can get the touchdown here, then we might have an interesting fourth quarter. We'll be back. VypeFortBend.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
All right, we're back. Ridge Point may be find a little bit of energy because they are encouraged by that touchdown that got them within 28-7, and now on the very first play of the fourth quarter, they find themselves with a 2nd down and 7 at the 24-yard line of the Austin Westlake Chaparrals. 2 running backs alongside, and Carlisle gets it out of his hands, and that was miscommunication. That could have been disaster. He threw it toward the far sideline. Dane Jones went down the field instead of checking up on a stop route about 5 yards deep, and Denham Collins almost had himself a pick six. And I don't think we wanted to suffer the behavior, the touchdown dance of Denham Collins. It would have been hard to take.
Well, it's a big play for the Panthers here, 3rd and 7, sitting on the 24-yard line of the Westlake Chaparrals.
3rd and 7, big play here. Got to get at least some of it, I would think. And there's a quick pass over the middle. Nick Jones twisting, turning, keeping 2 hands on the football, and hustles on down to the 11-yard line. There were Westlake tacklers all around him, but he kept covering up and kept leaning in the right direction, and he gets a 1st down, and Ridgepoint keeps the drive alive.
And seemed like about the last 5 yards of that, 3, 4, 5 yards, he was getting it backwards as he was kind of running backwards, and some of the linemen came down and helped him, and great play because he was about 3, 4 yards short of the 1st down when he caught the ball. So here they are at the 12-yard line, 1st and 10.
They are in the middle of the field. Carlisle calls for the snap, hands it off. There goes Wesley Drummer up the middle, fighting for the goal line, and he is down at the 1. He fell on his back, and he was kind of sticking the ball out there. It didn't quite get over the line, but that's okay. They got a 1st and goal at about the 1-foot line, maybe even closer than that, and Ridgepoint looks like they want to play fast, but they do have a little bit of a muddle huddle. Now they call the play, and here we go. Wesley Drummer to the right of Carlisle. 1st and goal. Carlisle's going to keep it around the right side, trying to outrun the pursuit, and he does, into the end zone, touchdown, and a nice block out front. Josiah D'Onofrio Harris made sure that the guy that he was blocking wasn't going to make the tackle, and Carlisle is into the end zone. 10:50 to go in this ball game, and if the extra point is good by Booker, we've got a 2-touchdown game at 28-14.
Keep in mind it was 28-0 at one time, so Panthers showing a lot of grit here, not folding up the shop.
Hayden Willie to hold for Booker. Good snap and hold. Kick is up. Kick is good. 28-14. This game's getting exciting. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
First Tire and Automotive puts you first. Family owned and operated for over 25 years, helping drivers in Sugar Land and Katy. Great back to school supplies on tires. Save $100 off 4 Michelin, Uniroyal, or BF Goodrich tires with purchase of road hazard and installation. And don't sweat it. Save on AC repair as much as $75 off, $750 in AC repairs. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. FirstTireandAuto.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
In the words of the British musical collective poets, 20th century musical poets known as Def Leppard, you get that feeling and you start believing. So Ridgepoint has put 2 touchdowns on the board, and now they trail 28-14. Booker's pop-up kick comes down at the 27, and it's Kaiser with a football. Look out, you got to tackle that guy quick. And he gets across the 40-yard line, knocking a Ridgepoint tackler back. That was Dylan Bennett. So Ridgepoint's defense has really come through on the last couple of possessions, gotten a 3 and out each time, I believe. And Now they want to get the ball back in the hot hand of Austin Carlisle.
Yeah, this is a big series here. 10:45 to play in the ball game. I'm sure Westlake wants to make a statement. Here's a
low
fast
snap. Land picks it up, and he's sacked.
How about that?
Kalu Alexander goes in there and blasts him, and he had plenty of help just in case he didn't bring down the quarterback. Land, Romare Smith also back there, and it's a loss of 8 yards, Patrick. Second down at 18.
Opportunity to stop him here.
And
Let's
Westlake,
go.
they might have lost a little focus, took their foot off the gas when they were up 28-0. Clock ticking down towards 10 minutes to go. Land fakes to Kaiser, throws a little slant, and a very nice catch that makes up those 8 yards and gets one more, but it's going to be 3rd down and 9.
How did that ball not hit the ground?
Brody Wilhelm.
It looked like it bounced into his arms.
I guess Brody Wilhelm has been, squeezing tennis balls or something.
Or
what a
maybe
grip
he's
he
using
had.
Fred Biletnikoff
stick 'em. Yeah, okay. Well,
remember those days?
Yes, I do. Gavin Jovan made the tackle. It's 3rd down and 9. This is huge right here. Westlake center turns around and says something to Land. Land drops back, has time this time, throws to the far sideline, and it's incomplete.
They held
Great
him again.
defense over there. Miles McBride, the cocky but talented sophomore, stands up, and they have forced another punting situation. It's 4th and 9. And Ridgepoint got a punt blocked earlier.
I was going to say, the only points that Westlake has scored this half was off of that block punt, which got him at the 6-yard line, and they had a one-play 6-yard drive. Other than that, Ridgepoint's been playing pretty good defense.
Nick Thomas back to return the punt of Grady Bartlett. Bartlett has 3 blockers in front of him, so it'll be hard for Ridgepoint to get any pressure on him. Kind of a rugby-style punt. He moves to his right. He had the wind at his back, and it takes a Ridgepoint bounce as it landed at the 23, but then bounced backward a yard. So not too bad. Sometimes when you get a punter with the wind at his back, you could get pinned back at your 10 or even deeper than that. So, this is a decent place for Ridgepoint to start, and I see someone is coming onto the field. Caden Saleh, 5'8", 145-pound senior receiver, and, well, he was going up there like he was going to be in the lineup, but he was just listening, I guess.
What's interesting about that last series, I don't even think Westlake ran off a minute of the clock. Still 9:25 to play.
In motions goes Josiah Donofrio Harris. There's a running play off left tackle. Ridgepoint getting a pretty good push from their offensive line, and Drummer. Got to tell you if it's Quincy or Wesley. It's Quincy Drummer, and he gains 7. You'll take that almost any time on first down. Take that 7-yard pickup.
Do you get the sense that the Panthers have a little more energy than Westlake?
Yeah, I just feel like they feel momentum turning their way. Westlake with a 4-man front. Carlisle takes the snap on 2nd and 3. And he throws down the field. It's going to be a touchdown. It is Dane Jones ahead of everyone. It's a touchdown from 68 yards out, and the Ridgepoint fans are going insane.
Unbelievable, Rogers. It's unbelievable.
An extra point kick can make it a 28-21 game.
Boy, he had him like a little hitch and go.
Oh, the classic out and up move. You love that.
And he was 15 yards open on that play. He had to slow down for the pass and almost stop for it. And he still had all kinds of room to score that touchdown. He was off and running easily for the touchdown after the catch.
All right, so Gavin Jovan is part of the place kicking unit, and he got out there just in time. He gets lined up, and here is Booker out of the hold of Hayden Willie. The kick is up. The kick is good. It's 28-21. Aren't you glad you stayed here?
Exactly.
And not only that, you had a great bunch of halftime interviews to listen to. Roger and Patrick with you at Mercer. We'll be back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
First Tire and Automotive puts you first. Family owned and operated for over 25 years, helping drivers in Sugar Land and Katy. Great back to school supplies on tires. Save $100 off 4 Michelin, Uniroyal, or BF Goodrich tires with purchase of road hazard and installation. And don't sweat it. Save on AC repair as much as $75 off, $750 in AC repairs. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and restrictions. Remember to book your appointment too. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. FirstTireandAuto.com.
All right, Booker's going to kick off. His last few kickoffs have been the pop-up variety. He only has a 2 or 3 step run-up, so it'll probably be exactly that. Comes down at the 31-yard line. And a return going laterally across the field, and only about a 4-yard return by Cal Livingood. And Livingood, by the way, was killing Ridgepoint on his receptions. He was just getting open, and they were getting the ball to him. But he's been very quiet when the Chaparrals have had the football the last, 2 quarters at least.
Yeah, that was exactly what Ridgepoint wanted, either a fair catch or a catch and a run all the way across the field for virtually no gain on the return. 35-yard line, 7-point game. Let's see if the Panther defense can do it again.
Yeah, let's see what defensive coordinator James Farmer has dialed up. 1st and 10 from the 35 for Westlake. They've given up 21 straight points, and there's a pass toward the sideline, and if it was caught, it'll only be a 4-yard gain. And it was, and was that Livingood getting back into the act?
That was a good catch over there. Tough chance. And
yeah, it was.
He hung on to it after being attacked after catching it.
And his name is Cal Livingood. So I wonder if his parents, or maybe at least his dad, really admired Cal Ripken. Maybe that's why he got that name. 2nd down and 6. Land rolling left, throws, and the ball is too tall for Livingood this time on the near side.
Look at this, 3rd down, Roger.
Jermaine Santana Diaz was shadowing him, and it's a 3rd and 6. And here comes, we've had so many big down and distance situations in the second half.
Boy, I'll tell you, hold them here, get the ball back with a chance to tie.
In a substitution, Clinton Anyagafu comes off for Ridgepoint, and coming out there is Trent Nelson on a big 3rd and 6. Land with a long count, trying to get Ridgepoint to jump off sides, but they're holding their water. The play clock is now down to 5. Now Land calls for the snap. Drops back, looking. Here comes the pressure.
Yes.
And it is
Roger.
a completed screen pass, but Kaiser is just squashed in the backfield.
Unbelievable.
And guess who did it? It was Leighton Thibodeau.
They put pressure on him again. Every time they put pressure on Land, good things seem to happen. He did find his safety valve, but no go. We got a penalty marker way over on the other side of the field, Roger. Oh, my goodness.
No.
It doesn't look good. Could be a hole.
I think what I see is Miles McBride is getting an earful from his head coach, Rick LaFavors. You got that beautiful read of the screen pass. They tackled him for a loss of 7 yards or more, and a good 25 yards away, Miles McBride does something. I don't know what he did, but he does something to draw a penalty flag.
He might have held the receiver who might have beat him on a deep pass, perhaps. And you don't know when you're the defender.
Here's Duffy Mapes. Taunting. Oh, come on. Miles, you can't do that.
Oh, boy. That
You have a stop. You're going to get the ball back. Why does anyone do that?
That's a killer.
But are you trying to hurt Austin Westlake's feelings? Let me tell you something. There's nothing you can do in the way of unsportsmanlike conduct that's going to hurt the feelings of a team like that. They're just...
Hold on here.
What? Okay. Well, it improves the field position from a Ridge Point standpoint, but it's still an automatic first down anytime you have an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, that's so unfortunate, and those are hard lessons to learn. If you
you bring some Alka-Seltzer? I could use some Alka-Seltzer.
You hope that he'll learn from that one. That is a real tough one.
Maalox.
Tough one.
Do you have any Maalox?
Oh boy.
Okay, but all is not lost. It's 8:09 to go. But if Westlake suddenly starts stringing together first downs and moving the football, then that was a brutal turning point. Deep pass down the far sideline. The ball is up in the air, and it's incomplete.
Now, there's a penalty flag there. It was either a hold or did he step out of bounds? Nope, I think he's indicating a hold. Perhaps the defender had to grab him.
Oh, well, the
That's not
good
a spot
news is,
foul, though,
no,
is it?
it's not. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty, I believe, and an automatic first down. But Ridge Point had such momentum.
Okay, that ball, was it a 15-yard penalty?
I think it's a 10-yard penalty for defensive holding.
Well, we're going to march it off.
It used to be 5 and an automatic first down. Now it's 10 and an automatic first down.
Well, let's see what they're going to march off. They're still talking about it down there at the 23-yard line with our referee. What are they going to call here?
Duffy Mapes will call the penalty. Oh, no flag! How about that?
Now that's
How about
interesting.
that? Yes, thank you.
I don't think the Westlake coach over there is too happy.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's lucky that his team still has the football. So
you're right.
He ought to be happy.
But it's kind of hard to believe that the flag was thrown, and sometimes I wonder about that when they pick it up. It's interesting.
Okay, Westlake leading 28-21. They have a 2nd and 10 at their own 44 with 7:55 to go, and they give it off to Kaiser, and he makes a spin move, but he's limited to a gain of about 4 yards. Ridge Point not fooled by Kaiser, but he still looks like he's quick.
Well, it looked like he was going to get a lot more than he did. He only picked up, looks like 3 on the play.
3,
so
okay.
Again, Roger, we're at a big third down situation.
3 is better than 4, and Romare Smith made that last tackle for Ridge Point. 7.5 minutes to go. And Land drops back, looks right, stands strong, throws a slant, and he's short of the first down, but they're going to give it to him. We know that's what's going to happen.
They gave it to him. He's got it.
Yeah, of course, they wave the sticks down the field. It is a catch, and it's a catch by Heath McCree.
Well, now they mark it. Maybe it won't be a first down. It might be just a little short.
But it's going to be 4th and a couple of credit cards.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be very short. He still might have it, though, huh?
Yeah, I'm just saying, even if he doesn't have it, there's no way that you're going to stop Westlake on 4th and inches.
Well, they're going to bring the chains out just to be sure it's either very, very close to a first down or it is a first down by the nose of the ball. Yeah, I think it's going to be a first down.
They stretch out the chains, and it is a first down,
by
and the
nose.
Westlake players celebrate.
The thing about this whole situation here, Roger, a field goal would not necessarily ice it for Westlake, but it would be big. Make it a 2-possession game, so they got to get him held here on this set of downs, I think.
I'm trying not to dive into the river of regret, that penalty that kept this drive going. 1st and 10 from the Ridge Point 46, and there's a new quarterback in there who handed it off. Correction, it's not a new quarterback. Still Paxton Land, and he handed it off to the old reliable Kaiser, and he went over the right side and picked up 4. 2nd down and 6. And you got to watch out. Ridge Point cannot assume that they're just going to run it every time. They might throw one deep, and you have to be ready. Land drops back, stands strong, and he throws it outside the numbers near side, and it's incomplete. Just a stride or two too long for Cal Livengood, and Mason Dossett was trailing him, so Ridge Point's fortunate that wasn't a precise pass.
And yes, and the other thing about that is obviously the passing game is is pretty effective. It has been anyway for Westlake. But when it's incomplete, the clock stops, so that's a plus.
3rd down and 6. Here is yet another huge play. Ridgepoint needs to not only get the stop, but not do anything to help Westlake out. Land drops back. Here comes the rush. Far sideline, and the pass is too hot through the hands of Heath McCree, incomplete. And Miles McBride with an understated low 5 celebration with one teammate, and there you go.
They're gonna punt it here, Roger. So, barring a mistake from the Panthers, they're gonna get that ball back with.
No, they're going to kick a field goal.
Well,
it's going to be a 59-yarder if they kick it.
Yeah.
They have Barnett on the far hash mark.
The last time they did this, they went up to the line and tried to draw him offside, but maybe they're going to try it here.
Maybe they're going to try.
Yards.
If he makes this, it's a 2-score game, and it would be very hard for Ridgepoint to come back. The kick has enough distance.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
It's good. Oh, my
Unbelievable.
goodness. 59 yards by Barnett.
Gee whiz, I cannot believe. That is unbelievable.
All right, so Ridgepoint's got to find a way to collect 10 points in the last 6 minutes, 18 seconds. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 6th, get gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $30 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. Plus, add Now TV for just $20 a month. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Now TV requires Xfinity internet. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
We are back. Westlake leading by 10, bombs the kickoff into the end zone. Okay, you're the motivational speaker, Patrick. What do you say to Ridgepoint's players to make them believe?
Hey, you've come this far already. We still got 6.5 minutes to play. We score a touchdown here or even a field goal, we still got a chance. Don't quit now. We got a player down at the 20-yard line.
I think we can't. I think it's Matt Oliveri. He's a linebacker who was out there on the kick return team, but when it goes into the end zone,
yeah,
how much do you have to do?
Well, it's the cramp situation again, I guess, and I guess that just kind of comes on you just unexpectedly.
By the way, have you ever heard non-athletes criticize an athlete who cramps up? Maybe someone who's never cramped up in their life. They have no idea what it's like.
Well,
how hard it is to
apparently
get out of it.
You've heard that before.
Well, you know, I'm not the type to typically, come to the aid of LeBron James, but he was having a particular serious cramp issue in a playoff situation, and Oliveri is now off the field, but he's kind of hopping, keeping that left leg off the ground, and now as soon as he gets away from the sideline, he's on his back again, and the trainers will try to loosen him up. Meanwhile, 25-yard line, Ridgepoint has 6:18 to go. Can they get the momentum back? We'll see how Westlake responds. Carlisle, he was blitzed and was blasted as he got rid of the ball. It fell to the turf, harmlessly incomplete. I don't think he knew that was coming.
No, it kind of blindsided him a little bit. Great play by the Westlake defender there. He came in pretty much untouched. That was Wyatt Williams. And he polishing him off pretty good. The pass got out and fell harmlessly to the ground.
All right, 2nd down and 10. Carlisle gives it off. There goes Quincy Drummer. He gets 10 yards and more, gets the first down, rumbles for 17 yards, gets it out to the 42. That'll move the sticks.
He sure had some energy on that run, and he finished it off going forward and letting the defender know that he can put some punishment out there as well. I think they threw him off a little bit with the running play on 2nd and 10.
You know, as a fan, I will say, why are you running it? But then sometimes the running play works.
Mm-hmm. Especially when the clock stops on first downs.
5:48 to go. Carlisle throws one to Cole Vayon, a quick pop pass for about a 6-yard run, but he lost the ball.
What?
And I don't know if this play continues or not. I don't think so.
The whistle blew.
Cole Vayon has been hit hard. The whistle did blow. So Cole is, I think he made the catch. He went down, and he's in pain. Oh, my goodness. They hit him high. Didn't it look like they hit him high?
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good, pretty clean play. I didn't really see what had happened.
Okay, so they're working on his leg, but they're not straightening it up like it's a cramp.
But he's also pushing down on his arms or something. It looks like he's got his arms extended. Or am I not seeing that very well?
I'm not sure what the trainer who has his arms is doing.
But he's I don't know I guess we don't know all the technical. No, he's sitting up. That's a good thing. Maybe he lost the wind. Maybe he had the wind knocked out of him.
Hopefully,
maybe they're opening up the lungs for him a little bit. He's going to be all right. He's standing up. That's good to see.
Okay, he's having a hard time putting weight on his right leg.
Maybe it's a cramp and the wind knocked out of him. I don't know, but he's walking off fairly decently.
Oh, and his head is back, and just that feeling of pain. He's trying to put some weight on it, and hopefully it's not something serious.
Let's see, they gave him the catch.
Yeah,
so
he did.
So it was a down by contact situation, and was that about a 6-yard gain on that? That's positive.
Okay, and it gives the Ridge Point offense just a couple of minutes to rest. Now they'll go back to the middle of the field. They've got it at their own 48. And they'll see what they dialed up when they had a little bit more time to think about it. Carlisle is going to run to the right. He gets around the pursuit. Near sideline, gets across the 50 to the 48. Pickup of 4 and enough for a first down. Watch him wave the sticks.
Well, they looked like he had a first down. Let's see.
Oh, he's got it. The guy with the
calling a third down
box
over there.
But the ball is at the 48 of Westlake, and the stick is at the 49 of Westlake.
That is absolutely a first down. I don't know why they're waiting. What is going on here, Roger? I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. There they go. They're going to wave them. They're finally.
In today's world, things they're obvious to us what they should be.
Yeah.
And
I want to be impressed with Carlisle again. He can get to that edge. It's just amazing how many times he's gotten there tonight. Another first down.
And there might be a false start. Yeah, in come the yellow flags. And Westlake players are applauding. That'll make it a little more difficult for Ridge Point. That'll back them up to their own 47 and create a 1st and 15. But it's not the worst thing in the world.
It's interesting. Whenever you see 5, 6, 7 defensive players pointing to the offense, it's pretty clear that there's somebody jumped or moved or whatever, and that's what the case was there. But as you said, Roger, it's still first down. They still got time, 5:18 to play, and got to get some points, though, on this possession.
And according to the scoreboard at the south end of Mercer Stadium, Ridge Point still with 2 timeouts. .518 to go, and Carlisle with 2 running backs next to him. He drops straight back. And now he pulls it down and he tries to get out of the scrum. He had too many big bodies around him and he just couldn't get loose. And that really hurts. After the false start, you had the 5-yard loss, and now you're sacked for a loss of 6 more yards, and it's 2nd down and 21.
That time he tried to try to get out of that rush situation. It looked like he had room if he had gone to the left. Of course, it's a lot easier up here to see. He kind of went into the traffic, and what is it? 2nd down, 21, Roger.
Yeah, it's you got to get at least a chunk of it, I would think, here. You don't want to go to 3rd and 21. And Carlisle has a little more time, and then he's hit as he throws, and it flutters out of bounds, incomplete. The guy putting the pressure on him was Rhett Steppe. And now the Ridgepoint players are asking for a penalty.
Exactly. You know what they're asking for.
Steppe kind of threw Carlisle out of bounds.
But he also had a lot of words to say as he was walking out of there. You could tell he was saying something, but it's hard to know exactly what he was saying.
And his helmet came off. So Carlisle can't play this down. It's 3rd and 21, and into the game comes Samson Wheeler, who drops back and fires down the sideline. And it's incomplete, but a flag comes in. It may bail Ridgepoint out. I think we might get an interference call, and the Panthers' drive will get to continue. There's a big break. So it was a pass up the near hash marks, and Ashton Bethel Roman was he had one defender in front of him, one kind of trailing him, and the one that was in front of him jumped up and would have made an interception. They call it on Ty Ingram Iser. 1st down, Ridgepoint.
I did not see the penalty. Maybe he grabbed a little jersey or something. I'm not sure. Obviously, the back judge saw something there, and his flag came flying out of there.
Okay.
44-yard line, still 4.5 to play.
And a 10-point deficit, but Ridgepoint has it now in Westlake territory at the 44 and a fresh set of downs. Carlisle is ready, takes the snap, fakes a handoff, flush to his right, throws late. Ashton Bethel Roman, he's open, 30-yard line, 25, sideline, makes one more move inside the 10, still going and down at the 8. 1st and goal right there. Big play, Ashton Bethel Roman.
Well, it started off with Carlisle getting out of the pressure, and somehow he was able to make a great pass on the run. And then, like you said, Roger, the receiver, great move all the way to inside the 10-yard line.
And look at the Ridgepoint Pack student section. They are about as close as you could be to where the ball is going to be snapped on the right hash mark. 1st and goal at the 8. And under 4 minutes now, 3:56 to go. Ridgepoint needs to get a touchdown, and it's the give to Drummer. He's just bottled up, a 2-yard loss. And they didn't bring him all the way down, but Maddox Flint had a hold of his jersey, and that was a missed opportunity to get something positive. And it's now 2nd and goal at the 11.
I want to compliment Maddox Flint that time because he had him and it looked like he was going to bulldog him down, one of those plays where he's already got him stopped, but he pulled off to avoid any kind of penalty.
All right, there is the give to Wesley Drummer. Starts left, goes right, and he gets loose, and his helmet comes off, and he scores. Wait a minute. The officials are indicating that it'll be a dead ball where his helmet came off.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's going to be at the 6-yard line. Now, what if maybe the move that a defender, I'm just speculating here because I don't know exactly how his helmet came off, but what if a defender makes a play, gets a finger in the ear hole, rips the helmet off? That's just unfair because you don't bring the guy down. You just end the play.
I'm not sure. Well, I'd like to see how his helmet came off. How does the helmet come off without being knocked off? You can't just, you know what I'm saying, Roger? I mean,
I guess if he neglected to snap his chin strap.
Well, perhaps.
Maybe, but I'll bet he didn't do that. Okay, the ball's at the 7-yard line, and we have a timeout. Is this going to be Westlake or Ridgepoint? Which way are they pointing? They're pointing at Ridgepoint. We'll take the timeout with them and be back. This is crunch time. 2:39 to go. Ridgepoint down by 10. But a goal-to-go situation.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 6th, get gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $30 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. And get Wi-Fi equipment included when you add Xfinity Mobile. Go to xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
Okay, I was going to say, but Patrick knew what I was going to say.
Well, do we agree that if they don't get the touchdown here, that they should kick a field goal?
Got to get points. You cannot come away with nothing here. All right, the ball is at the 7-yard line, and it's 3rd and goal. And there goes Carlisle running left, breaks a tackle, gets inside the 5, still fighting, gets to the 3, and that's it. They wrestle him down, and so if Rick LaFavors agrees with Patrick and me, then they'll need to send out the kicking unit. Wyatt Williams made the tackle to prevent Carlisle from scoring. The clock is getting close to 2 minutes.
And that was a straight run play all the way. Carlisle off left tackle. Got some pretty good yardage, but not all the way to the end zone.
All right, for Booker, it is a 21-yard field goal attempt from the left hash mark. He's got to make this for Ridge Point to have a chance. And the snap gets away, and Westlake smothers Booker when he picks up the ball, and that'll do it. It will only be necessary for Westlake to run off the final 156.
Ridge Point has 1 timeout, but that's not enough, really. It was a good snap, I think, Roger. Did it look like a pretty good snap to you? It looked like it was right there. Maybe a little bit off to the side. To be honest,
I really don't know if I can make an accurate assessment. It looked like maybe it came in a little high and a little bit hot.
Well, maybe, but it looked pretty solid to me. But sweaty hands, hot, humid night. It slipped through the fingertips.
Yeah, that's easy for us to forget. We are in climate-controlled comfort. And Land is just going to hand it off, and there goes Kaiser running left, but with 2 hands on the ball. He's down near the 11, and the clock will tick down. Ridge Point's got 1 more timeout, but I don't think they're going to use it just yet.
Well, they're going to have to use it sometime. I think they can get the ball back, Roger, with 1 timeout there, I think.
One thing I'm sure of, I'll bet you'll agree. Westlake is not going to throw any forward passes.
Well, we finally agree on something.
Well, we agreed that Ridge Point needed to kick the field goal.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. All righty.
Land takes the snap, gives it off to Kaiser. He runs for a first down and more, and that will end the competitive part of this game. He gets across the 30 and tackled at the 37. And even if Ridge Point uses that last timeout, they can be as strategic as they want, but there's no way that they will get the ball back.
Well, there is a way they can get the ball back, but the chances of that happening are not strong.
Yeah, I mean, it would be bizarre. It would be a Pisarcik moment.
Right, exactly. New York Giants. Fake handoff or trying to hand it off.
And they've already got the victory formation, and Kaiser, I believe, is the tackler of last resort, and he's enjoying this moment. And Land takes the snap, steps back, and then puts 1 knee down, and that'll do it. We're under 25 seconds, Patrick, and the last break that we took, I said I think this has been fun, despite the fact that Ridge Point is going to come up short here. They made it really interesting. And I hope they learn some lessons here tonight.
I'm sure they learn lessons, and they got something to hang their hat on. With a good second half, they outplayed them in the second half. So I think they can feel pretty good about that.
All right.
They're lined up at the midfield stripe, and they're shaking hands.
Yeah, and we are seeing good sportsmanship after the game. And someday, in the future, I hope to talk to Austin Carlisle and tell him I just thought that was a really classy move when he was trying to help up the defensive lineman who had gone down, a guy who was basically coming after him all night.
I would say Carlisle, I give him a blue ribbon tonight. He had a really good game. One bad throw, I think, but other than that, outstanding.
Yeah, and that bad throw came very early, and he more than made up with it, made up for it, and they made it very interesting in the fourth quarter. They will have some things they can work on, but they can feel good about their ability to will themselves back into a game.
Well, they're going to be tough to beat in the district. They're going to be probably the front runner, I would imagine, Roger, unless you have some other information I don't know about.
Well, I think you're absolutely right that they should be the front runner, but I do have good news about your Travis Tigers.
Let's hear it.
Let's see. My brother-in-law, James, told me last night via text while I was announcing the Clements versus Terry game that Travis defeated the Spring Lions on the road 26-23.
Wow.
And their defense had to stand up and make a really good stop and held on for the win.
And Spring is typically quite competitive, I think. Huh?
I think they're kind of up and down. Yeah. And a couple of years ago, they had this incredibly talented quarterback.
Right.
I'm not really sure how good they are now, but Travis has
on the road.
They need to bounce back and be the Travis Tigers that they were for most of this 21st century.
Give Ridgepoint a little competition here.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
Well, Roger, I enjoyed it. It was a great game. It 28-0 at one time. Looked like we were going to have to pull into the archives for some conversation.
Yes, we were going to have to.
But it did not happen. We were treated to a great second half.
All right, and wouldn't it be great if it was Ridgepoint against Westlake in December? That could only be in a state semifinal.
That would be pretty awesome. And
Region 4 champions, Region 3 champions.
We would be there to bring you that action, I would imagine.
Yes, we would hit the road. Okay, well, for Patrick Kinnick, Rosie Bega, Merle Bertrand, Suna Venkat, Bob McKay, and everyone on the VypeFortBend.com team, we thank you for listening. Next time we will have better sound. We were just in circumstances we couldn't do anything about. But we will come to you tomorrow night. If they start the game when they have originally scheduled the start of the game between Willow Ridge and Lamar Consolidated, we will start at 5:45 p.m. from Traylor Stadium. Patrick will have the play-by-play. And I got to remember to send you all the information that you need. I can't be a wuss and just go home and flop down on the couch. Okay, so both coaches are talking to their teams. Well played, hard-fought game, very competitive and intense. And Ridgepoint comes up short, 31-21, but it was closer there for a while than the final score indicates. And wow, 59-yard field goal by Grady Bartlett. That's the longest field goal that either one of us has ever seen. Okay, good night, everybody, from Mercer Stadium. Thanks for being with us. We are VypeFortBend.com, your broadcast home for Fort Bend County sports, now and forever. Good night.